Cheers. Cheers.
Okay.
If you could pick 3 players from this squad who would get into our current Arsenal team, who would it be? And let's break it down. First things first, David Raya in check. I would keep Raya. Bellerin is not better than any of our right backs. Timber, Ben White, both better. Gabriel is still there. Gabriel is still staying. Gabriel now is a much better player. Kashani, no. Nacho Monreal has a case because we do need a left back, but I'm not going to go with him. Coquelin, no. Nobody on the bench for me either. For me, it's between Cazorla, Wilshire's not making it, Ozo, and Alexis Sanchez. Those are the 3. I know some people are going to say Giroud, but Giroud's no different than what we already currently have. You could say arguably he's a better player than Alvarez and Jesus, but I think Giroud's time at Arsenal, he was extremely overrated, and he's become overrated because of his longevity. But
Shamon, motherfucker! It's Shamon! Shamon! Ow! Ow! Motherfucker! Shamon, motherfucker! Shamon! Motherfucker! It's bad, invincible motherfucker! Ow! Shamon, motherfucker! Ow! Motherfucker! Motherfucker! Ow!
great composure, lad.
The gift that keeps on giving, Igawe. Gabriel, what was that all about? We will come back to that later, but we will get into a cheeky bit of Inter Milan first. But even before that, big up to the chat. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you sub to Gianni. Make sure you give Lawrence a cheeky follow. And yeah, Lawrence, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. It's Friday. We made it. It's the end of the week. We've done it.
We've done it. Yeah, TGIF. Yeah, on my way back to Los Angeles. On my way back to Los Angeles, and I've been out with my mate John with in Palm Springs. So we're now away from home. So yeah, good win in the Champions League, and let's hope it continues on Sunday.
Yeah, no, well said, mate. Gianni, bruv, always a pleasure, mate. I look forward to the Fridays, not just to be able to get some people on. We got a regular panel here as always, the world-class chat. But I always look forward for a cheeky bit of afters after the stream's finished. We always have a little waffle, didn't we, bruv? But how you been, my friend? All good?
All good. All good. Happy for the victory against Inter Milan, but man, is it fucking cold in Chicago.
Absolutely chapping. When you sent me that, minus 19, feels like 25.
Yep.
Nah, not for me, mate. Even I'll be wearing trousers for that weather, man. Absolutely sod that. That's ridiculous. And I hate the shin prisons. I'm in shorts 24/7, but yeah, 25 degrees minus. Nah, that just ain't a bit of me. That's not a bit of me. But you touched on it, and we touched on it. Inter Milan, man. Let's start with Lawrence. For me, I was watching it. All right, it weren't a blow the team away sort of performance. It weren't a masterclass. However, it was a rotated side away against the leaders of Italy in Milan. We've struggled there in the past. Obviously, we didn't struggle 5-1, but that was a many moons ago. We made light work of it. Gabriel Jesus got 2. Alvarez got a goal and a decent goal as well, to be fair. And he desperately needed a goal like that instead of a scrappy one or a pen, 100%. But what did you make of it? It was a lot more comfortable than I thought it was going to be fair. And in Europe, we're looking good, aren't we?
Yeah. We're top of the Champions League with 100% record, 7 wins out of 7, which I never thought we would do. I thought we let them off the hook a bit because they didn't look up for it at the start. You know, we got the early goal, and as we always do, we just sat back and let them back into the game. I was just telling Gianni before we went on air, I was surprised that Mosquera got in the team because I didn't think he was match fit. You know, he looked a bit rusty at times, but fair do, he had a good game.
He's been good, isn't he, Mosquera, to quickly jump in there. He's not been a bad signing, is he, considering,
to come into such a high pressure game like that, you know, I'll give him credit for that because they were saying that he's still 3 weeks away from full match fitness. But yeah, they equalised, and then we took the lead again shortly afterwards with Trossard heading the ball back to Jesus, and then it looked a bit dicey at the time in the second half when they made their subs, and I can't remember their player's name, but he had a shot on the turn that almost went in, but Gyökeres finally got on the score sheet, although I thought it was a bit fortunate because he was trying to put Saka through and it hit Saka's heel and it came back to him and he put it in the top corner. But, you know, you mustn't complain. You know, we can now rest players for the final game against K-Rat or whatever they're called, and we can now focus on the Premier League and the Carabao.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. To be fair, I would have probably rotated a little bit more against sort of Inter, but I'm quite happy anyway with what I see. I'm content rather with what I see. And yeah, you're right. You know, we've got a game at home against Karat or Cariat, whatever the bloody hell they are. And, you know, you've got to heavily rotate for that. But look, 7 in 7, you've earned your right to do that then, didn't you? You know, play the kids. You're going to get a win regardless. I mean, you could send the under-10s out there and probably beat that Cariat team. But yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't need to be having sort of players like Saka's and Declan Rice's. I don't want them anywhere near the Emirates for that Cariat game. We'll, you know, we can have a little chat about that whenever. But the Inter, what did you expect of it? Our Italian genius down here. What did you reckon in the game, the lineup we sort of done, the comfortableness of it? What's your thoughts on? Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? What's your thoughts, G?
Tuesday. I thought overall good result. The only thing I will say is when I thought Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram did not play well. I thought once Esposito and Boni came in, they gave us a different look than what Thuram and Martinez did. I got to give him credit because he was rushed back. He's not supposed to be playing for another 2-3 weeks, was Mosquera. However, the near miss that Esposito had where he took the ball down on his chest, turned and shot, and it just went wide. He had beat Rea. And that goal goes in, it's a different game because Inter was starting to build some momentum from that period for about 15 minutes around there. I will say, though, we did do good. I think we could have battered him a little bit more because it wasn't a full strength. It wasn't a full strength Inter team. So, however, you know what? You got to take what's in front of you. Good win on the road. Excellent goal from Gyökeres. Shocked that we don't force feed this guy when he can score like that. It's simple. But yeah, overall, very good game.
It was a striker's finish, wasn't it, from Gyökeres? You know what? You want no one else running onto that ball by Gyökeres, didn't you? And we've seen him time after time after time. You slot it, didn't you? You don't really need to do anything. Use the defender, whack it round him. It's going in the top corner. Job done. I thought it was good for Victor Gyökeres, obviously, to come on and have that moment, you know. And it'd be interesting who starts at Manchester United. We'll come into that, but I just wanted to let everyone know. I think the Champions League draw, I think it's like February the 23rd or something like that. But the teams that we could get, we could draw the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th place teams. And I just wanted to have a little, let the chat have a little look and get Lawrence's sort of point of view. Like the teams that we could draw here, look, Atletico, if they were to obviously lose their last game, might be dropping to 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Essentially, these teams around here are the ones that we could be drawing in the last 16. Surely you got to be confident of getting through to the quarterfinal with this lot, in you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should do. I don't think we can play Atletico again because I think you can't play a team from your own country or a team that you've already played in the league phase. I mean, I may be wrong.
Can you not? Can you not in the next round then? Can you? So we wouldn't be playing Inter Milan or Atletico then, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
In the round of 16, I think we can because we bypassed 32.
Yeah. That's sort of what I thought.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
But I mean,
yeah,
we could draw carrier bag. I mean, come on, you know, that's it. Play the under 10s again, Lawrence.
we could be playing Bodo Glimt. Look what they did during the week.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of thinking we'd dispatch them a lot bloody better than Manchester City did. Yeah, they made that made a right hash of that, didn't they, boys? An absolute hash of that. They're bang out of form, City, but I mean, we can come to that in a little bit. But when I'm looking at this sort of table in the standings, yes, there's a game to go. I appreciate that. Things can change on the last day. You could get a little bit of drama. But I mean, I'm looking there and thinking as it stands, Juventus, and a poor Juventus, by the way. Johnny will definitely know that a lot more than anyone. Borussia Dortmund, I mean, the Tottenham result says pretty much everything. Galatasaray, carrier bag, the Marseilles. We should really, in theory, have a nice draw for the last 16 and into the quarter, shouldn't we?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What you reckon on that, G?
I think the only two tricky teams in this, this will be funny. The three teams out of this that would be tricky actually would be Galatasaray, Marseille, or Atalanta. Inter for me with the new manager, I think their main concern is going to be winning the Scudetto this year after them falling apart last year to Napoli. Juventus, I don't think is going to be anything to worry about really, unless we just don't show up. Galatasaray has added some players in this winter transfer window, and I on an outside chance, we get an injury to the back line again. I'd be a little concerned with the back line dealing with Victor Osimhen, now added Noah Lange from Napoli, and some other players that they have. So Galatasaray could be a little interesting. Marseille, what a matchup that would be if Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang comes back to face Arsenal with all the drama between him and Mikel Arteta. I think would be pretty interesting. And Atalanta's been kind of hot in Serie A since they fired their manager. Since Rafa Palladino took over this team, they've been a completely different team than the beginning of the season. So that would be a team I'd be a little cautious of because they're very good. They're all out attacking football. They can cause problems with the guys that they have. So Atalanta for me would be the trickiest team out of this if we got them, but they're still with our team. There's no excuse. We should be getting to the quarterfinals easily.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well, presuming we do finish first, I don't know if we're guaranteed to now with that win at Inter. But if we do finish first, I'm sure all our knockout legs will be at the Emirates in the second leg. I'm fairly certain of that. Yeah. Yes. So, Galatasaray, I'm absolutely with you, to be fair. That could be quite a tricky one away because it's hostile. And this team, for me, don't really handle that too well. But if you can go there and sneak little draws here and there or whatever in hostile, horrible away games, come back to the Emirates. You should be dispatching the teams like that, really, shouldn't you?
Absolutely.
And it brings me to sort of a point as well. We've actually been fantastic, haven't we, in the Champions League this year? When you think about it, I'm not saying we've been spectacular, unbelievable, unplayable, etc. But 20 scored, 2 conceded. And to be fair, we've taken apart some pretty good teams, maybe not the Atletico, the best version of them, but still a very tricky team. 4-0, you can't complain. Bayern Munich, second half, tore them to bits. The Inter Milan score 3-1 away. Very, very, very good results in amongst sort of some other decent enough results. I sort of think with this competition, and I'm not saying we'll go on and win it, but I actually think we've got a reasonably decent chance to get far in this competition again because European teams seem to just not really know how to play us that well in the sense of Premier League teams just come and they close the door. They defend, low block, and they're a bit used to us. They know how to play, whereas in Europe, they come out and be a little bit more expansive, and I think that kind of suits us. And I'll ask this to Lawrence. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll go that one step further in the semi-finals? Do you reckon we'll get to a final this year? Do you reckon we can? What are you sort of rating as our chances of the Champions League? Because we've looked fantastic in it so far. You got to put your hands up.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I'd like to just get to a final and actually win it. I mean, I still have bad memories of the final in Paris 10 years
Yeah,
ago when we were 10 minutes away from it. I mean, I was heartbroken that day, and I really don't want to experience it. Really don't want to experience that again. I mean, we are a big club, you know, and we should be winning the Champions League, not every year or every other year, but we should be winning it maybe every 2 or 3 years. You know, well, we're as big as Bayern Munich, Juventus, and Real Madrid. You know, we've got a good squad. It's just the manager and how he manages the squad that worries me.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the sort of thing that worries me as well. We see it last year with PSG. You know, we took them apart in the first in the first half at the Emirates in the league table, the phases, whatever one it was. And you know, everyone sort of, well, not us, all the top gooners seem to think, yep, that's that, job done. We've already beaten 2-0 earlier on in the season. It don't work like that. And yeah, what the teams and the performances I've just labelled, the Bayern Munich 3-1, fantastic. 3-1 Inter, fantastic. 4-0 against Atletico, fantastic. Can you do it in a semi-final? That's the big question. And that will remain the question mark under Mikel Arteta, not just in the semi-final of the Champions League, but in all semi-finals. You've got to get to a final. You can't just keep bottling semi-finals. And he needs to take that extra step for me. Can he? Whether we face a Bayern Munich team, can you knock Bayern Munich out in the semi-final or the quarter-final? That's the next task, isn't it, Gianni? That's going to be the next step for him. What do you reckon on our Champions League chances? Can you see us progressing even further than last year?
Honestly, I don't, but you never know, because this is getting first place in the league or getting first in your group, how it used to be, is all well and fine. Problem is, this part of the season, this is where the heritage comes out. This is where the clubs that are historically good in this competition, whether by hook or crook, find ways to win, even when they shouldn't be there with their form. So, you know, I mean, how many times have we seen Real Madrid recently go on and win the Champions League when they weren't the best team in the competition at start, and they just turn it on in the knockout stage? So I think, like I've been saying for a while, I think Arsenal is a work in progress, like how it was with Chelsea and City, where they had to develop a winning mentality before they got the Champions League. I would love nothing more than to see these guys win the Champions League, but I just don't know. Bayern Munich looks really good. Right now, they're starting to turn a corner where they're just blowing teams out.
Musiala being back.
Yeah, Musiala's back now, which is a huge difference than before. You don't know what the situation is with Barcelona. Barcelona could always turn up and do some craziness. So we definitely have a good chance. But like Lawrence said, it's down to the manager, and it's also down to the heritage. You just never know.
Yeah, no, facts. 100%. So, yeah, do you know what? And I'll bring this over to Lawrence. We have got Natster coming in a very, very, very little while, and then I will put the link in the chat. But, yeah, hold on 1 second. Hold up. We'll get Natster's opinion on this now. Big up, Natster, brother.
Hi, guy.
How's he doing, my geezer?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Chilling, having my pizza. So, yeah. Got a nice memory as well. So all is good, brother. All is good. What are you guys saying?
Yeah, man. Do you know what? Before we move on, what was sort of saying was about the Champions League. You know, these are the teams that we could sort of get: Borussia Dortmund, the Galatasarays, the Qarabaghs, the Marseilles, etc., etc. And then I was basically saying about our chances going one step further because European teams haven't quite worked out how to play us, or mostly European teams, just like the Premier League teams have done. Can Mikel Arteta keep this form going in the Champions League and go one step further? Maybe get himself to a cheeky final. Who knows? What do you reckon before we move it on?
Yeah, I think it all depends on how this manager rotates the squad. That's always what it's been down to. Nothing's really changed in my mind when it comes to, you know, our success this season will depend on if the players stay fit and if this manager doesn't fuck it up. It's purely and simple as that. I'm not even... Let me put it this way, right? if we keep playing like shit for the rest of the season, but we get over the line, I'm cool with that. And as long as like, our players ain't dropping like flies, I'm cool with that. But if we have a repeat of last season and seasons gone by, I'll be livid. Shit, I'll lose my goddamn mind at this point, bro. Like every year, I'm smoking more and more and more, bro. Like I'll probably be on like 100 a day, bro. I'm probably on 50 now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. But anyway, like I look at them teams there, and they're all beatable. I think that one of the teams that I wouldn't want to play, for me personally, is Marseille. I think Ethan will definitely be cup tied for that. But even without Ethan, like Mason Greenwood's on fire. Like he's killing it. They've got Aubameyang there. Like De Zerbi, their manager is class. Like the way they play, like they score goals for fun. So I want to play them. Monaco might be a little bit tricky, but I think we'll get by. Leverkusen, I think will be. Carrier Bag will be. Galatasaray, I think will do. Dortmund will be. You know, Spurs even beat them, and they're shit. We know that. Juve, we should be. We've already beaten Inter, and well, unless when we play them, we'll play a stronger squad. But even then, I still think we'll probably edge it over 2 legs. I think for sure, especially at home. Atalanta, I think will beat them. They're not the same Atalanta. Atletico, it kind of depends whether Atletico, innit? Like you know, they're always up for it, but they're defensively not as good as they used to be. They attack more. They've got good quality players, but it's whatever Atletico turns up on the day. You know, like, it is what it is. Like, you know, I don't know how you guys see it because I've only just jumped in. Big up to both of you, by the way. Big up Gianni, big up Lawrence as well, of course, and big up the world-class elite level chat. I'm at a point where I'm just taking it game by game. We'll see what happens, but I'm just more concerned with keeping players fit, resting certain players, because we're at that crucial point now. Like we're at the end of January. We've already played 6-7 games, and we still got a second leg against Chelsea in the League Cup. You know, we got Carriat on was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Next Tuesday or Wednesday. So after Man United, I expect a full rest there. We've already got top 2. We're already like through the automatic next phase, last 16. So I don't want to see Declan Rice playing. I don't want to see even Saka, even though he hasn't been good. Like, and Gabriel, Timber, Saliba. Even if you want to rest David Raya for whatever reason, I'm cool with that in that game as well. Like, just the only one that I'd probably start is Odegaard again, just out of punishment. You know, like because I don't care what happens to him, to be honest. Like, because he ain't my captain, and he's fucking dog shit. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that, mate.
Mate,
I don't want to face Inter at full
on,
strength. Inter's the only team out of that worries me if they get everybody back. That's the only thing that worries me because they can do what we've seen as a problem for us is play low block and hit us out on the counter. I think the other thing that's key in that Inter game, as I said, was Thuram and Martinez just didn't look up for the game. They didn't look up for the game. And as soon as Esposito and Wilfred and not Wilfred, but when Boney came on, the 2 young strikers, they gave us a lot more to deal with than what Martinez and Thuram was. And I mean, like I said, and the same thing with Sucic. Sucic is a young kid that just came from Croatia. If they have Çalhanoğlu at full strength, I think it's a different game. So that Inter team out of those teams is the team that I would like to avoid, just because we don't know what they could potentially do if they're at full strength. I think it's a different game.
Would you say Inter and Marseille then, basically? Because I would say both as well, to be fair. But I'm still sticking kind of with Marseille, like because of how they play. They're definitely like dark horses. Yeah, Inter, I agree, with full strength, like they'll cause us problems. Of course they will. But, you know, I don't know, like from what the very little I've seen of Marseille, you know, they got Ethan as well. But when we play them, let's say we play them, for example, he won't be playing. But even without Ethan, the way
there'll be something in that contract, wouldn't there? Surely.
Yeah, no, but it will be dangerous. Like we play Marseille, especially at the Velodrome. In Marseille, it will be dangerous, bro. That atmosphere will be hostile. hostile, bro.
Mhm.
Inter's Milan can be very hostile, but Marseille is something else, and especially this season, the way they're moving. Oh boy, yeah, I'm not confident with that. Inter, of course, but yeah, for me, I'd say Marseille, regardless, because they'll play like their strongest team available and all that. Either way, we haven't played them in the league phases. Like Inter will be a different team, of course. So we'll just have to see, man. I'm looking forward to it either way, as long as our players stay fit, of course. So yeah,
That's the key. That's the key.
That's the challenge, isn't it? They've got to stay fit. We've got this squad now. A lot of players are coming back from injury. I think I heard Calafiori and Hincapi. I think they're knocking on the door back in training. You've got Kai Havertz, donkey. Oh, I said it. Sorry, Kai Havertz. We know we got to do it. Most of these boys are back, and what I'll do, we'll just run the same 11 into the ground constantly, and then we'll just be in the same injury boat in a couple of months' time. We all know it. When the game's coming thick and fast again, he'll be playing the same players, rotating, leaving Declan Rice, flogging Timber, ruining Saka, etc., etc. So we've got to use these games, especially like the carry-out one, to rotate, like what he did at Inter, rotate a few of the legs. Get some minutes in some legs as well. He's got to be sensible in the way he does things and approaches games, Mikel Arteta. Macy, before we do move off of Inter, my friend, what's your sort of thoughts on possibly getting to a last 16 and facing one of these big teams like Galatasaray's and the carrier bags and a tricky Marseille? What you saying? Talk to me.
It would be a massive honor if we face Galatasaray, because I am a big fan of Galatasaray. I've seen how they played their football. I've seen how they've scored their goals, and I've seen how they've won a lot of trophies. So it would be an honor if we play either Galatasaray or Marseille, because don't get me wrong, we should be competing for something this season, because we are still top of the Premier League. We're still top of the Champions League. We're still in the League Cup semi-final against Chelsea, even though we're still 3-2 up on aggregate. But I'm worried that if Chelsea score first, then we have to score again. And then we've also got an FA Cup match as well. We've got so many things that we are doing well, but we need to be better. This manager needs to do something better, because this is only just the beginning, because we are still in January. I'm happy that we are. But apart from the Forest game and the Liverpool game, I was not very happy with the fact that we didn't even come away with a point. We drew 0-0 with Forest. I was absolutely I was pissed off. We should be beating Forest, and the fact that City dropped points to Man United in the derby, this was our opportunity to put a stamp on City. And what did we do? We fucked around. And we didn't even create any good opportunity apart from Saka's header that Matt Sells had to save. But apart from that, we didn't even test Forest, because Sells was the only one that was keeping Forest in the game. And because of that, I have to give Sells some credit. He's looking like a good goalkeeper for Forest. But apart from that, I was disappointed with that result. But in the Champions League against Inter, I was a bit happy, bit angry, because first half, when we got the first goal, I was a bit happy because it had to be Gabriel Jesus, and I'm not a big fan of Jesus. I never have and I never will be, but happy that he took his goal well. But the equalizer, what was Zubamendi and Moreno doing? I just don't like this combination of the two Sociedad boys. Every time I see them play together in midfield, I know that something is going to happen, because every time, there was one point in the game where Zubamendi is he's running back to the ball, and then when it's time to block the ball, he just stops there. Does he not understand that he has to keep running to get the ball? But instead, he just stops there and let Inter create a goal scoring opportunity and equalize. And Mikel Moreno as well. His passing was. There was one point in the game where Saka was telling him to pass the ball to that side, but this motherfucker took so long. He just gets the ball, he just waits for 4 minutes, and then he passes it to Saka, and then Saka can't get the ball. So that is why Moreno, Zubimendi, and Odegaard in midfield, that is not what I want. What I want in midfield is Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, and possibly Eze, because every time I see Odegaard in the squad, I know that he's gonna drop a stinky performance. Every one of the fan base of the other fan base, like Hooks, like Christian, Brandon, Marty, they're all starting to see the light now on Odegaard, and they're all starting to come to their senses on his performances. But this is now the time for us to drop this captain, because he is a liability to the team. Because if this manager keeps on playing him every single game, then his performances will get even worse, and we will continue to play this U-shaped football that is just so boring and so ridiculous that we can't even create a goal scoring opportunity. So that is why I don't want to see Odegaard in the squad. I want to see Eze link up with Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Mikel Moreno is, even though he is a midfielder, he's not good at it. So if Mikel Moreno should be starting in a game, put him up front as a striker, because he's more effective up front than he is as a midfielder. And if Calafiori and Capi are back, we shouldn't rush them. But we shouldn't rush them, because for me, we can't afford any more injuries. Because if Calafiori or Encampe start the United game on Sunday, then we could be on the verge of more injuries, fellas. So for me, I would put Timber at right back, and maybe, like, I don't know, like, we're gonna have to see if Skelly will slot in that left back role. I know he's not a left back. I'm still not in the whole Skelly left back thing, but I just think we have no choice. But apart from that,
is Ahmad fit? Sorry to cut you there. Is Ahmad Diallo fit?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is the worrying thing.
Because
now.
if Skelly was to start on that left, the left back obviously position, and they put Dallo on that right, there could be problems. They could have a bit of fun down there, because Skelly just ain't a left back, is he? Let's just face it.
I don't want Timber at left back, and this is the problem. We got rid of Kieran Tierney.
Sometimes
this is the problem. When we got rid of Kieran Tierney, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like, this is the fucking problem. Now we're in a position where Calafiori ain't a left back. He ain't a defender. I've always said he's a forward. If you're going to play him anywhere, you play him forward, or you don't have him in the squad. Yeah. I'd rather have the latter. Is good as a left back, but again, he's been injured, you know. And for me, I just don't see, at least at this point now, the fact that there's no Kieran Tierney. Obviously, Zinchenko's in the bin. He's out of it. So what are our options? I'll tell you what our options are. Why don't we play three at the back? If we've got no left backs, play three at the back. Ben White was signed from Brighton playing three at the back. Timber can play a three at the back. I wouldn't put him in the middle. I'd put him on the right-hand side, similar to where Ben White could play, but Ben White could play in the middle of that three if we need to. Like, we do have options, but the problem is this manager is insistent on a 4-3-3, and it's the most defensive 4-4-3 I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a 4-3-3 so defensive, so pragmatic, just so negative. Do you know what I'm saying? It baffles the fuck out of me. Like, even like a 4-4-2, but I could understand, you know, with injuries why we're not playing 4-4-2. But again, it just goes back to, you know, this manager's piss poor decisions. You know, if you don't fancy Kieran Tierney, that's fine. We should have got another one. We should have got Miguel Gutierrez before he went to wherever he went to, I think, because I don't think he's at Girona.
Yeah, you've always liked a bit of him,
He's at Napoli. He's at Napoli.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, fair. He's injured at the moment, isn't he? Like, because I haven't seen him. Like,
yeah, he's been in and out the whole season. He hasn't had a good starting season with us. He's been in and out of form and injury. So
right, yeah.
Would you bring one of these back and rush them? Because I don't know about you boys. I personally wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. I'll play three at the back. I've said this. I'll play three at the back. I don't want to see that fucking Nick in the living cards anywhere near that squad. Anywhere near. This manager is starting to realise, and obviously these mutants have had enough on Twitter. I call Twitter, yeah. They've already had enough of his ass. So if this manager keeps persisting with Odegaard and then brings Havertz back into the fold, which he will, You know, keep playing Jesus here and there. Now, if he plays Jesus on the left instead of a Martinelli, instead of Trossard in certain games, at least until the end of the season, I'm not too bothered about that. But Havertz and Odegaard, nah. They need to be fucked off pronto. To be honest, if Odegaard wasn't club captain, I would sell his bomber Clark this month. I mean, he's still got time. That's the problem when you make a useless Dosser a club captain. Now,
just to quickly jump in there, I was thinking about this the other day, yeah. Imagine, and I don't think this will happen, but let's just talk let's talk Top Gooner for a second. Imagine winning the Champions League and or the Premier League with Odegaard as the captain. It will go down in history as Odegaard is your captain of that team. What a shower of shit. It'd be the worst captain to actually lift a trophy, I reckon, probably in a very good long time. I was having a little look at the Premier League.
I'll say ever.
Yeah, in the league titles. I
mean, captain than him, other than Arteta, of course, which is probably why he made the fucking decision. He's like, I don't want to be remembered as the worst ever Arsenal captain and manager now, so I'll just give it to Odegaard, pass the buck. And we knew he was going to do that. Forget all this player voting. I don't believe that bollocks. I don't believe that one iota. That's his guy, PR Oses Merchant, bro. Of course he's going to make that decision. Because he's a coward. He's a pussy, old bruv. He's a pussy. Certified fucking pussy. We know this. So I'll end it on this, right? I don't want to see that, as Macy said, Real Sociedad midfield. You know, Gyökeres is going to start. I think Saka will start, which is fair enough. You know, Madueke hasn't been great recently either, but Saka's been poor for the longest. That boy needs a rest. We know what the deal is. Start Trossard. But instead of bringing Martinelli on, depending on how the game goes, we could bring on Jesus. But again, that's dependent on how the game's going. So we could easily just go for like a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3, bruv. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think until Hincapié is back fully fit, we should go for 3 at the back. And I reckon we'll play a lot better. With the options that we have, we'll play a lot better with 3 at the back. This manager is going to darn that 4-4-3, 4-3-3, negative ass 4-3-3, with playing Odegaard at the 10 and trying to bring Havertz in up front, maybe 10 in certain situations, because they're his go-to guys, which have failed him and failed us multiple occasions. So, like, it's not looking good if that happens. But if Arteta finally grows a pair of bollocks and sees sense and realizes that if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's not going to be here no more, then you never know. He might surprise us all. He might switch it up. But I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. Odegaard is his guy. Like,
the thing is, it's like you can sort of say, you know, he's learnt here, hasn't he? It's his first job. He's 7 seasons in now. If he's not going to do the basics like that, knowing when to drop players, knowing when to take players off, take them out the limelight, put them back in the limelight, he's never going to. And that's obviously with his captain. He's way too stubborn. If he'd have showed most of what he was like in terms of, you know, dropping players when they're poor, certain players that are his boys, you know, his favourites, dropping them regardless of whether he likes them personally or as a player professionally or whatever. He doesn't do that. He hasn't done it for years. So obviously we're all inclined to sit there and think, do you know what? Odegaard's his boy. That's that. We're fucked. You know, and it's frustrating because you sit there and think, Eze, I would much prefer him. Now, granted, Eze hasn't been absolutely fantastic, to be fair. He hasn't. Down to probably tactics, where he's been played, and a little bit of poor form on his behalf. You know, it hasn't worked just so yet. But why not play him? Get him used to the system. Change the system up for him in Gyökeres. That's why we bought Eze and Gyökeres. You bought number 10 to feed your new striker. Why on earth are you pissing around, not playing the new number 10, playing Odegaard, who barely even fucking musters up a pass going forward at all whatsoever? He's backwards and sideways, little minge. I mean, what are we doing here? We're sort of fucked. And if the manager already just knows that he's never going to play him and is going to keep this captain, he's going to stay there forever. Like, that's that. We will never see Mikel Arteta take that captain's armband. And it just goes to show how poor of a stubborn manager he is. when you look at the captain and the vice captain. You've got Gabriel Magalhaes there, not Gabriel Palista, Igal, not Gabriel Palista, Magalhaes. Yeah, come on, we've all seen the video. What are we doing here? And Declan Rice in there. Why on earth is Saka and Odegaard your captain and vice captain? What are we doing here? Declan Rice and Gabriel Magalhaes mentally and physically would have made some of the better Arsenal teams of days gone by. Saka and Odegaard, they would have been grabbed by their throat and thrown against the locker room. Piss off out of here, you little bitches, the pair of you. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine them in a dressing room in 98 or 02 or 04? They get laughed out. They get thrown out or laughed out. It's frustrating.
Odegaard don't even make the under-23s or under-21s back in the day. Saka maybe just, but do you know what I'm saying? I think like maybe a Declan Rice could make the squad. I wouldn't say he'd start because he's good, but he ain't anywhere near that good, you know, of like the teams of like 20 years ago or so. Even Gabriel Magalhaes as a centre-back, I'll probably have him over Segon and obviously like the Squillacis and the Koscielny, definitely the likes of Mustafi and that. And
Stefanov?
Oh, definitely Stefanov. So who was that other one? That Latvian guy, Tavalidis or whatever.
Tavalidis, yeah.
When we got battered 6-1 at Old Trafford and that. Yeah. Gabriel would have slotted in fine, but like a Declan Rice, he'd make the squad, but like, you know, like ahead of Inamoto, let's just say that, and not so much some technical ability, but what he brings, like the energy, and you know, defensively he's on point. Like as a backup to Gilberto Silva, as example, yeah, why not? Why not? And you know, leadership qualities as well, which is what we've been crying out for. But again, it's just like I'll go back to this. This manager needs to change his system. He needs to drop the undroppables. Like the only time he's ever brought Odegaard out is when he's taken stick in the stadium and online as well, mainly on Twitter. He's only ever done it like once, maybe twice. He's done the same thing with Zinchenko. Pattern recognition, people. You'll know what I'm talking about, Gianni, because we've talked about it. Pattern fucking recognition. 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. I'll probably go with the 3-5-2 because with the 3-5-2, you can still have that like three in midfield, and then you have like the wing backs instead of like wide midfielders and wingers, and you know this manager loves a wing back. Do you know what I'm saying? You put a Aubameyang there, like, and then you know two up front. You could play. To be honest, as much as I don't rate the donkey, you could have him, you know, with Gyökeres. We'd be better. You could put Jesus with Gyökeres. We'd be better than just, you know, in this current 4-3-3. So,
but he won't do that with Jesus. He only does the like for likes, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He just won't do that with Jesus and Gyökeres. I don't know why he don't give it a go. It's so blatant and obvious, especially in games, you know, where it's a bit of a dead rubber or you're ahead or you're comfortably winning. Why would you bring Gyökeres off just to bring Jesus on? You'd try them together, no? It's frustrating. Just quickly, our geezer Varel 78, the season is almost over. It's only 2 games over halfway, bud. But never mind, we're talking about who should be captain now. Yeah, we've been talking about this for the last 4 years, though, mate. And he's still here. Get over it and move on, mate. No, because the captain's absolutely horrendous. I'll move on and get over it when we've got a different captain. And we're in January, dude, not April. So what are we doing here? Johnny, help me out here. One of you boys help me out here. I've got to go up and sort of
this Varel guy is an absolute... This Varel guy is an absolute motherfucker. Like, I've seen great captains in the history of the football club represent us. The likes of Patrick Vieira, Ori, Bergkamp, Perez, all these great captains. And you and Varel, you have the audacity to say that you want us to get over it. No, why should we get over it? Because we're stuck with a scrubby Norwegian Justin Bieber who shouldn't even be captain. There are other captains there. There are other players in that field that want to be the captain. Declan Rice, because during the Forest game, when that match was over, Declan Rice was absolutely pissed off after the final whistle. He said, every fucking year, same fucking shit. That is the level of what, like that is the level of what a captain is, because the captain doesn't take drawing unacceptable. The captain wants to win. This is who Declan Rice or Gabriel should be. Odegaard is no captain. He's just somebody that loves to wheel out merchants for the puppets, the fan base puppets of the fans, and they think it. And this is just all part of Ian Wright's master plan, because Ian Wright invents the merch and Odegaard gives it to all these stupid kids. Like, come on, man. We need captains that want to win, not captains that want to give out these merchants and all this garbage to all these other fan base that just think that, oh, we're going to the Emirates because this is like a field trip. No, the reason you're going to the Emirates is because you're here to witness history. You're here to witness like something amazing, like us winning something. This is what you fan base clowns are expecting to see, because this could be the time we win the Premier League. But I'm not gonna get vexed up. I'm not gonna get gassed up that it could be our year. But if we keep on winning all of our matches, it could be our year. So let's just keep it there. We're still in January. We still got some games left to go until May, and we'll see where that month will take us.
He's on mute.
You're on
I'm
mute.
on mute. Yeah. Schoolboy errors. Come on, Aaron, man. What we doing here? Well, so far, it have us in first place in the Champions League and in the league. Yep, agreed. No one's disagreed with that. And we've all said that we're looking very good in the Champions League and we're happy where we are in the league.
Yep.
If it doesn't break, leave it alone. You completely not listening to a single word we're saying. We're just, raising concerns about the captain, and we've waxed lyrical about how well we've done in the Champions League. So you're talking nonsense. I mean, to be fair, I'm not surprised considering you have absolutely no idea what month we're in, where we are in the league. And to be fair, your opinion pretty much fucking stinks. We've got another geezer in here, the fake Henry Wright account. Have you all gone completely mad? Absolutely not.
I've not said a word, so it's not directed at me.
We're very sane, thank you very much. But thank you, Henry Wright. Have we all gone completely mad? Nah. Listen, if you don't like fans that talk absolute sense, then fuck off and watch AFTV. It's not rocket science. There's an X in the top right-hand corner. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
If that is you, if that is the real Henry Wright, come out of here.
Yeah. That's it. It's sense. And do you know what as well? We do both sides of a coin in this this sort of side of our fence. Do you know what I'm saying? We can praise how we're doing in the Champions League. We can be happy, and we are where we are in the league. We're in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and we should get to a final. No one's saying bad things about that. We just are very unhappy with the captain. And as far as the manager goes, you know, so far until he gets over the line in May, not June, Varel, not April, in May, Varel, in May. If he gets over the line with a competition that we desperately need to win, like the Premier League or Champions League, fair dues. You know, I'm vindicating myself by praising where we are, and also I can criticise it. I praise the good and I criticise the bad. What's wrong with that? You know, I'm not going to sit here and absolutely suck off a manager that has entered 23 competitions since winning the FA Cup, 19 of which have came to their climax, and he's consecutively lost in all 19. Now, I'm not criticising being first in the Premier League, 7 points clear. I'm not criticising being fantastic in the Champions League. In fact, it's been quite the opposite. I'm not criticising that we have one leg in the final of the Carabao Cup. I'm not criticising we've got a nice, comfortable draw at Wigan in the FA Cup. What I am criticising is the captain. He is absolutely shit. And history tells me he's absolutely shit. The recent games tell me he's absolutely shit. And most of the people that talk about him say he's absolutely shit. What would be the rational conclusion? He's absolutely shit. And I'm absolutely comfortable with airing that on my own channel about my own captain, who's an absolute shambles and a disgrace. There we go. What more can you say about that?
Not only that, wanting better for what the team is already doing shouldn't be a problem. I mean, let's all be honest here. Everybody was pissed off after that fucking Forest game because the Forest game shows that the manager is still putting the handbrake on the team. I mean, with the last few games that we've drawn when we've done this league, I mean, first of all, let's get it straight right now. The goal that Alvarez scored against Inter Milan should be an every game thing. where we should be force feeding him to score. If Alvarez gets force fed and he's bagging goals like this, we walk the fucking league. We walk the league towards the end of the season. So why not do that?
Yeah.
The defense shows that it's strong enough to end up going. We keep playing the sideways bullshit and make it difficult for us to score. When we actually let our striker, who we brought in to win us the league, go, and he's bagging goals like this now, where he's starting to pick up some performance, some confidence, let him get him more opportunities, let him score, and let's win the league. Because none of these other teams are showing that they have any chance of winning. We're keeping them in because it's always us. We have to get out of our own way. If Arsenal gets out of their own way for the rest of the year, we win this league easy.
You've already had at least two occasions where you've kind of kept City in realistic distance at that point in the season. There's at least two moments, Forest being one of them, where I think you should have got something out of Forest, but you just weren't creating very well. First of all, Aaron, thank you for letting me on tonight. This is my first show since Dad passed, so thank you for letting me on.
Bless up, bruv. Sorry to hear that, man. Massive condolences, my geezer. Come on, brother.
No, I appreciate that, man.
Love, bro. Respect you and the family. I send all the wishes, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up to you, brother.
No, I appreciate you, bro.
No, come on, man.
So yeah, so it's nice to be back in a comfortable environment after what's been going on.
No,
we're doing a tribute to him at our game tomorrow, which, funnily enough, is against Wigan Athletic. So it's quite ironic that we're talking about, you know, two people that's gone up against Wigan at some point. But no, it's weird with Arsenal for me, because I said at the end of the transfer window when you got Alvarez, and I said if he plays them the right way, you will win this league. Now, I also said to people, I never rule City out of it, which is why I'm glad you mentioned that we're in January. This is usually the time where City come crawling back in the race and they overtake Arsenal, and they have done every chance they got, barring Liverpool. And I still think Arsenal needed something. I still think Arsenal needed something in the window, because I still didn't think that the squad was quality-wise enough to get over the line. I still think the mentality of some of the players that are still there isn't what it is to be compared to the likes of Rice, Gabriel, etc. I agree that the system should have been changed. I said since the summer it should be 4-2-3-1. Rice and Zubamendi, Eze is the 10. You got your right winger, which is probably going to be Saka, left winger, which is probably going to be Martinelli or Trossard, and then you got Gyökeres up front. If you're going to go with the three at the back, I actually don't mind that, because you've got a balance in the attacking pair. You've got the target man to work balls into the box in Gyökeres. You've got your pace man to run in behind and runs in behind in Jesus. Or you could do an asymmetric style where you have the attack. And I'm doing my coaching badges, which is where I get these terminologies from. They get the asymmetric approach where you get the a shadow striker, almost like a centre forward, like a Kai Havertz. So you have that false nine approach, but then you have a striker ahead of the false nine. So you have a balance between the two if you want to switch sides. But again, I think Arteta is a plan A manager with no plan B in terms of formation, in terms of system. The one thing, again, like last season and the season before, that I've noticed with Arsenal is the games where you're not free flowing, like Tottenham, Munich, etc. The games where you're not as free flowing as those, you are a lot more recycle, which is why I think Arteta. I know Arteta's got his favourites. I'm not denying that for a fact, which is why I think Odegaard keeps getting picked. But I also think he picks Odegaard because he recycles possession and because he sets his team up not to have creative freedom, but just to recycle possession, dominate a game, but you're not going to outscore an opposition. You're a very defensive team. And people have called you like £1 billion Tony Pulis side, etc. And I do get that to some extent, because you are a recycle possession side. You're not a creative freedom side, which I think is why it's part of the reason why I think Saka struggled this season. I think it's part of the reason why Eze struggled this season. I think that they are creative freedom players, but are being locked off by the system that they're playing in. If they went to that 4-2-3-1, stuck to the free-flowing football that toppled Spurs, toppled Bayern Munich, I personally think and I personally feel that if you had that creative freedom and if Arteta allowed them to play that creative freedom, you would get a lot more goals, hereby a lot better performances results-wise and also performance-wise. So I think it is a system issue for me. But of course, And look, I watched the Straight Facts show today with LB and Igal. Bless up to LB, but Igal coming out saying that Arteta's not arrogant. Sorry, did he? And he always takes responsibility. Sorry, did he not blame the ball for the Carabao Cup game last season? Did he not go stay humble when he beat City once? Did he not do all of those things? Did he also not say we were the best team in Europe despite being knocked out in a semi-final? Not really getting the arrogance thing here. It's quite condescending and quite controversial and quite, 50-50 with the gal sometimes. I got on with him as a person at times, but it's football opinion I don't really listen to as much as I was years ago. So, again, Arsenal, again, is a very controversial one. I am not ruling Manchester City out, despite what the gap is at the moment. And the reason why is because City have done this before. They did it in the season when they lost to Norwich in the first half of the season. They did this in previous seasons after that as well. I'm not going to rule out City here. I think that City can still pull this gap back as long as you don't do what you did against Forest or what you did against someone else this season, and you just play this recycle football against low block teams like a Nottingham Forest, because they were for me a low block team. If you keep playing this recycled possession football and just settle for a 0-0 draw and celebrate that, which I know some people did, I wasn't celebrating that as a neutral. I think that was a massive missed opportunity for Arsenal. You could have gone out there, gone gung-ho, and potentially got Sean Dyche sacked, which I think you still could have done. But you just recycled possession, played defensive football. Forest were like, okay, we're sitting all right. As long as we soak it up and, try and get something on the counter, we'll try and do that. That's why there was a 0-0 draw. I think Arsenal are not out of this one bit. I think that City will crawl this back. And I just have this gut feeling that Guardiola's going to win, which will be very bad for me because obviously my dad, obviously passed, is a United fan. He's been a United fan for over 40 years. I'm glad he's not here to witness City win another title potentially, but it could go that way. And with the Champions League, before any top gooners start getting overexcited about the Champions League, and look, I'll give Arsenal credit about the Champions League. Defensively, the best side in the Champions League right now. But who's my biggest worry in the Champions League? It isn't Arsenal. It's actually Bayern Munich because they are playing some ferocious football. City have an edge, but Bayern
They're
Munich
a different team when Musiala back. Bayern Munich, they've been a totally different team with him back. They're controlling.
We beat them. We beat them, Aaron. That's what they'll tell you. We beat them. We beat Bayern Munich.
That's what we were saying earlier, Rashid. Sorry to quickly cut you and I'll let you go. That's what we were saying earlier. It's all well and good doing it in the league phase, but do it in the knockouts. Do you know what I mean?
Aaron, Aaron, Gianni, Nats. I'm saying big up to you, my friend. Macy, my tribal chief, and Jezza. What is Arsenal's problem like in general? It is when it matters. When we get to the point where we win or we're out, that's when it. I said it before and I'll say it again. Yeah, but football is just friendlies. We would have been top of the league every season. Every season we're top of the league. If it was just friendlies, right. Do you know what I'm saying? We would have been. Do you know what? Why I still feel that this guy can't do it is because of the recurring issue of not creating against the low block. Now, why I say this is because it was the same as last season. We're playing the same way. The only difference is that we're scoring more set pieces. That's it. That's about it. We're playing the same football, sideways, recycle, like my friend said. And I'm saying, recycle it. That's why they love Odegaard so much. And we go again. The problem is that these people can't see it. It's like we've got a memory of a fish. We just don't remember. We don't remember what happened last season. Last season, this guy, at the end of his last press conference, we did it, me and North, big up to him. We did it on this show. We heard the whole press conference. On the last bit of it, he said that we have a problem with low blocks. We're going to have to sort it out. Did we sort it out? No. We didn't.
Well, we've tried to in terms of some of the players that we've signed. However, we haven't utilised the players that we've signed well enough, isn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't want them. Yeah. Those are club signings, Aaron. You know it. I know it. Those are club signings. Any signing that he doesn't play week in, week out religiously is a club signing. Yeah. Odegaard deserves to be benched 100%. Anybody with a footballing brain knows that Odegaard needs to be benched, whether you like him or not. You know what I'm saying? If you put the club first, see these people on like my man in the comments. Yeah, the thing is that they're acting like Arteta's doing us a favor. He ain't doing us no fucking favor. It's 7 years. He's supposed to do what he's doing. And people saying, "Oh, did you expect us to be here?" I expected us to be second, close second. So it's not like we didn't expect Arsenal going to win games or be in the conversation. We've been in the conversation. You know, back in the day, we used to always beat all our teams in the group stages. Group stages, we used to win nearly all our games. Go through it. Who do we face? Barcelona, Bayern Munich. What happens to us? Dismantled, slapped up, go home. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not fit for the Champions League. That's the thing. It's when it matters. Now, Chelsea, now the game against Chelsea semi-final, that matters. The final against City, that matters. And then games in March, April, May, that matters. Do you know what I'm saying? Right now, it's good. Just keep this position. But when it gets to the latter stages where teams are going to play relegation, you're going to go against teams that are going to play relegation. You're going to go against teams that were trying to get Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, whatever league. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to face these kind of plays, and then it is a test. The test hasn't even started yet. We just started, like, what, 50% of it? 50%. We've been doing this, though. We've been doing this every season. We're second place. It's not like he brought us from fucking 16th to first place. Last season, we got second place. Was it good enough? No. That's the thing. That's what I keep saying, that the same football all over again. And against Man United, same football. If I ask you right now, yeah, every one of you, how do you think Arsenal going to score against Man United? Maybe, how much are we? Are we 6, 7? 6 of you are going to say, oh, sorry, 6. 5 of you are going to say set pieces. 100% you're going to tell me set piece. That's the only way. That's the only way we're scoring goals. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's the only way. We scored last game against Inter Milan. That was a fucking deflection. Don't act like it was some fucking, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no systematic. It wasn't no tactics. It was a deflection. He deflected the ball. Gabriel Jesus did great. That was a great number 9 move, by the way. And it was a goal. Second goal, it was a set piece. Third goal. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, guys. Like, it's not like we're creating or anything, you know? We're just taking our chances, set piece. What did we create apart from those 3 goals? Do you know what? I'll take it a step further. You know the Gyökeres goal, yeah? He went to pass the ball. He hit Saka on the back heel. So don't act like he's some fucking, you know what I'm saying? He's not a tactician. Nothing's happening. It's just that we're taking our chances and we're scoring our set pieces. Teams are afraid of us because if they close, we're still going to get the set pieces and we might score. If you open, we just might hit you in the counter. That's basically it. But if we're creating, did you see Inter Milan how they created against us? Did you see the way they opened us up so many times? I don't know how people are saying that we dismantled them. What are you talking about, bro? Did you watch the game? Inter Milan created way more than Arsenal. Yes, we defended, but that's the thing. We've been defending 3 years. Yeah, we've been the best defense in the world, in my opinion. In my opinion, we've been the best defense in the world. But again, it's the recurring issues. That's what troubles me. If he went out there and bought like a creative midfielder and then put him in, and we kind of like are lacking goals or whatever, I'll be like, you know what, Arteta tried. He tried. Yeah. He bought someone. It just didn't work. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. He kept on Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. We have a weaker midfield than last season. Do you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Rice, this whole team. Listen, the thing is that we can't talk now, yeah, right? We'll talk May. That's all I'm saying. We'll talk May.
Yeah,
that's what I can
Rashid,
say,
as well. I want to ask you this. And when Jezza gets back, I want to bring him on this as well. You made a good point, Rashid, about when the pressure sort of gets on. And it will do when it comes to April, when it comes to May, it will inevitably start coming, that pressure. Usually in seasons gone by, we proved we can't handle it. We played Nottingham Forest and the pressure was on to get a result. We played Liverpool when the pressure was on to get a result. We bottled it. We didn't even score against Liverpool, and we've done exactly the same against Nottingham Forest. Jezza, this is the thing, and what Rashid was saying, it absolutely nailed it, by the way. If we can't handle the pressure in January of needing to get a victory when a team like City's dropped points, what are we going to be like in April, in May, when that last little running comes to it, we're probably going to fold, aren't we? And that's why I think we need them extra points now. We can't handle the pressure now. We're not going to be able to in May. What's your sort of thoughts on that, Jezza? And what Rashid was sort of saying as well. He was nailing it there, bud.
Well, I think the important fact is that what we've got to look at here is whether this squad can stay and do what they've got to do.
Mm.
Whether they're going to be a happy squad, and I see cracks occurring. When you see what Declan Rice did after the game the other day, it's the same fucking shit. That says to me he's not a happy boy. Now, whether he was directing that any one person, or was that just directed at the general football Arsenal play, is a very important factor. Because, yeah, we've got some tough stuff coming up. Massive game on Sunday. Our arch rivals in football alongside Liverpool. It's a massive game. And whether they're going to turn up the Emirates and give it the old... Look, Man United, Arsenal, Man United, they're all cup finals in the league. They're all cup finals.
Yeah.
There's no question. And it's a game that's a must-win. No question. Whether this manager will do his usual tinkering and ponce about and play silly nonsense, that's the question. Because if he does that, then we're in trouble. Right? They're going to come to the Emirates. They're going to kick us down because they don't want us to win the league. Of course they don't. Yeah, if they can't win it, they don't want us to win it. Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? That's how the school ground is. And it ain't changed any time soon. But
they'll turn up, won't they?
Of course they will. Of course they will. The thing is, when it comes to how it is coming latter in the league in April, by then, hopefully, we'll have won the League Cup. Hopefully. We'll have got past Chelsea. We'll beaten Man City, which I actually think we could do. I think we could be. I don't think they're firing in all cylinders, but we can't knock it over because at the end of the day, Man City are no fools. They're going for a bad spell right now, but they're the sort of team that can pick it up very quickly. You know, Pep Guardiola's no fucking idiot, and it just says that have Arsenal got the bottle. And I'll make this statement before I wind it in. If we win that League Cup, I think that would give the team massive belief that they can actually deliver.
Yeah.
Because we ain't delivered since 2020. So it's 2026 now. So it's time to actually step up to the mark and say, right, here we are, boys. We're here. We're top of the Champions League. Right? Done and dusted in that qualification. We're in a League Cup final. We're top of the Premier League. You got to come and beat us. Have we got the balls to do it, boys? Well, that's going to be an interesting statement, isn't it?
Yeah, I do think it's so pivotal, Jez, as well, when you say about us winning the Carabao Cup and using it as a platform to sort of get the bigger trophies. But, you know, it's available. It's a cup we haven't won since 93. And I'm totally 150% with you, Jezza. If we was to win that, bearing in mind, this squad, some of them have won stuff previously, absolutely fine, but they haven't as a unit. You've got players like Gabriel's and Saka's and the Martinellis in the squads that have been together for 4+ sort of years. You've obviously got a couple that's come sort of more recently, i.e., you know, your Rice has been here for 2, is his 3rd season. Timber's obviously a little bit newer. However, these lot for Arsenal Football Club haven't won anything. And as a team, they haven't won anything. And surely they must sort of have a little bit of self-doubt when they keep getting second place, when they go out in semi-finals, when they embarrass themselves in the FA Cup in the 3rd and 4th round. They probably do sort of sit there and think, do you know what? We need to bloody win something now. And that Carabao Cup, granted, in a season where you're in the Champions League and you're in a fight for a Premier League title, you're in the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup is obviously fourth choice on priority list. However, I'll take fourth choice. 100%. I'll take something. We've got to have a bit of silverware. And I agree with you, bud. If we lift that cup, I reckon the players, obviously, they'll celebrate winning their first trophy as a collective in this sort of £1 billion team. But they'll go, yeah, we liked a bit of that. Hopefully, it makes them a bit more hungrier for more. And that will be the catalyst to spurn them on in March, in April, in May. When it gets to that nitty gritty, they go, yeah, remember that day at Wembley? That felt fucking good, didn't it? Yeah, I want a little bit more of that. Let's turn this 0-0 into a 1. Go on, Jezza.
Sorry to interrupt you, my friend.
No, you're good.
You wait and see, right? All these supposed, right, top gooners, right? Most of them don't even know what the word gooner means, but that's another subject for another day. But you wait until then. They all said, we're not interested in the League Cup. Nah, it's not interested in that. You wait. You bloody wait. If Arsenal win that, they'll be, yeah, we won the League Cup. We won the League Cup. Yeah, fucking, yeah. They are just an absolute bunch of arsewipes, a lot of them. Right?
Yeah,
all AFTV, EGAL, all them fucking nonsense, right? Yeah, and I call them out. You know what I'm like. I don't give a shit. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they want to give it the big large, then they're going to crucify themselves. They'll hang themselves from the cross because they're going to be so many people going, hello, you didn't rate the League Cup. You didn't rate it. And now you're celebrating it. Oh, you're going to be at the bus parade, outside the Emirates? Yeah, of course you will. Of course you will. Because they want to get all the max out of it. They'll get all the max out of it, all the max viewership, all that bullshit, man.
Yeah, because it's based on this manager doing well and not the team doing well. I've been saying this. Me and Gianni have said this as well. I've said it on here, I believe. If we don't win this League Cup, we ain't winning jack shit this season. And we're not winning nothing under this manager. I've been saying it. One thing I wanted to add as well, after what Jez has said and everyone else has said brilliantly, is that not all is rosy in the camp. Even before what we saw Declan Rice, lip read and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, and even what he said to Airport Albert, in the tunnel at Chelsea, going into the second half of the first leg. Like, not all is rosy in the garden. If these fucking mutants, these born buffering merchants, bro, believe that if we win, or don't win rather, if we don't win anything this season, that a lot of these players are going to stay and at least not have their eye on other clubs and that, you must be out of your tiny mind. You must be out of your tiny mind. This is the season. He has to deliver, and he knows it. The problem with this manager is he's narcissistic. He is arrogant. He is a stubborn bastard. Do you know what I'm saying? Napoleon, what is it? Jim Jones, Captain Black looking ass motherfucker. I've always said this. This guy is a tyrant. And he's doing it his way and his way only. Well, if you want to do it your way and your way only, my way or the highway and that, I hear it. But then you have to get over the line. There's no point, the likes of Egal and them other motherfuckers saying, oh, but we're so close. We were closer than we were last season. We were closer than the 20. Get fucked. All of them can get fucked. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know why? Because I've waited years. Jez, you've waited way more years than I have to win proper fucking silverware. League, Champions League, even an FA Cup, definitely a League Cup. I don't throw them two cups in particular in the bin because I understand it's a major trophy. I understand that when you win the League Cup, it was good enough for Jose, it was good enough for Pep. That League Cup built Chelsea's whole dynasty under Roman Abramovich. Let's not get it twisted. Let's keep it all the way. Ain't it funky, James Brown in this bitch, yeah? That built them, their dynasty. Man City as well. Yes, they won the FA Cup in 2011. That was kind of their start. But they were winning League Cups after that, consistently. Yeah. Along with, the Premier Leagues and all that. And then they gone on to win the treble after being, kind of where we are right now, semi-finals. get into a final, lost, and then they got to the final against Inter in Turkey, and then they won it. You know, we should be there right now, but we're not. One semi-final, yeah. Second 3 times in a row, odd. No FA Cup final since we won it. No League Cup final since, 2018? When we lost to City 3-0. I remember that. We were shocking.
Horrendous.
Yeah, and then like Wenger got
happy.
shot after the league game where we lost 3-0 the Emirates when the weather was horrible and all of that shit. Yeah, this is the time is now. Maloko settings. The time is right here, right now. Fatboy Slim and all of that as well. Like there is no other alternative. It's either win or piss off and get fucked. Do the Ollie Merchant thing like Football Manager and that. You know, play on your little PC and that. You know, doing tactics. You know, like you were doing with Arsenal. It's like a chew toy, plating. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had enough of it, guys. I've had enough of it. I've seen a few of the comments. You know, oh, this is depressing. Oh, you guys are overreacting. Oh, this. Oh, that. Why don't you get fucked? Why don't you fuck off? If this ain't for you, you can go. You don't have to listen to us. You don't have to listen to me. We're just saying our opinions. We've got Man United coming up. If we do what we did, and I'll end it on this, because I know I've been going on for a little bit more. If we don't beat Man United, yeah, and if we stink it out like we did against Liverpool, trust me, like 0-0 at half time, and we play like how we've been playing, they will boo like they did against Villa. Because it's personal, bruv. You know, like with Villa with the whole Unai Emery shit, yeah? They booed because it's personal, bruv. How are you going to let Unai Emery do that to you in the first half? It'll be worse against United. Michael Carrick and all of them ones there. Do you know what I'm saying? Trust me. It means more. It means a lot more. We'll go out there and do the goddamn business. Go out there and do it. Yeah. Because a lot of these fans are on the edge, bruv. They're on the edge because they've been backing him for so long. And they've been made to look stupid up until this point. And until they're proven right, they'll still continue to look stupid. So this is why we've been saying, get over the line, and then we'll give him his flowers. And if I was him, then he can leave. And he should leave. On a high, like what Wenger didn't do. Ultimately, that's the bottom line. Simple as that.
I think the problem is, though, just quickly, if he was to win one of the big boys, i.e. the Champions League or the Premier League, he's never going to leave on that high. I think the only way he would leave and be successful in the same season would be if he just won the Carabao Cup and bottled the Champions League in whatever phase, bottled the Premier League from this point. I think maybe then I'll go, yeah, look, there's your Carabao Cup.
Even the League and/or the FA Cup, I don't think he willingly walks. Sorry to cut you off, Aaron. I don't think he walks if we just win the League Cup. Or just
he's not walking from 15.6 million. Of course he's not. He's not going to get even a third of that anywhere else. Probably not even a tenth of that anywhere else.
He'll be worse off than Ollie, bruv. He'll be worse off than Ollie. At least Ollie got off of his Norwegian ass and got a job at Besiktas, yeah? Arteta ain't doing that. If he ain't getting the money or it ain't prestige enough, this will be his last club. And no one will want to play for him. After Arsenal, no one will want to play for him unless he gets over the line. Trust me.
Boys, apparently, though, everyone wants him. Apparently, according to our main source of Arsenal info, a gal thinks Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, Man City, they're all after him. They all want a bit of arty-tarty.
Aaron, I'll answer this right now. I would not swap McCann for Arteta in a heartbeat. Never. There you go. Arsenal United is obviously a very personal one for me this year because of my dad, etc.
Jesus or Gyökeres?
I'd go Gyökeres.
You'd still stay with Gyökeres, would you?
Yeah, definitely.
It's an interesting one for me because I'd have Gyökeres. I'd keep Eze there. But I just don't think he's going to do it. I think he should be sticking, not with the exact same team, be Man United, but I think there was a good few decent little performances, and I think Odegaard, now's the time to drop him, innit? Play Eze, play Gyökeres. There's a big 3 points to get, isn't there, at the end of the day on Sunday? We can't fuck about. It doesn't matter whether City win, whether City drop points. It makes no difference. This is a massive, massive game, especially before Leeds away. 3 points is a must. 3 points or piss off.
Thing is, City shouldn't be affecting Arsenal's results every week anyway. I don't think any Arsenal top gooners should be looking at City's results full stop, whether it's on the same day, the day before, or the day after. Like I said, Arsenal United's very, very personal to me because it's the first one since my dad passed. But and obviously, he's United through and through for over 40 years, so he would have loved it. He would have loved it if he beat Arsenal this year. But I'm kind of gutted Rashid's not here to hear this because I did have a bold statement. I actually don't think Arsenal's going to score against United. The reason why is because I just think Arsenal will sit very defensive. They're going to recycle, try and dominate the ball, but I don't think they're going to be as free-flowing as I think it's close to a 0-0 than it would be an Arsenal win. I just have this feeling it's going to be like a 0-0 draw or some kind of sneaky 1-0 United or something. I don't know. Something about me thinks that Arsenal's not going to be as free-flowing as we want them to be. And like I said to you, Aaron, earlier in the stream, I want to see this more free-flowing football from Arsenal from a neutral perspective. I want to see Eze playing behind Gyökeres. I want to see the Rice and Zubimendi partnership, not in a 4-3-3, but in a 4-2-3-1. I want to see Arsenal play more free-flowing football. Then I'll take the manager more seriously. But I can't take Arsenal seriously at the minute. I do have them to win the league based on the summer, but unfortunately, I still don't rule out Manchester City, like I said earlier. With Arsenal United, I think United will just sneak the win here, or it will be a 0-0 draw, because I don't see Arsenal being as free-flowing as they need to be. Like I said, obviously, it'd be great if United won, because my dad would have loved it if he was still here now. But, if we do win, it's for him. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes for the rest of the season, because that could spur United on to grab a top 4 finish potentially by the end of the season. So it'll be interesting. But I tell you what, if they lose the league to City again, it's sackable anyway. But if they don't lose it to City, but if they lose the league to Emery and Villa, that's even more sackable.
That's generation.
And before any top gooners come to me in my social media and say that I'm toxic and negative, etc., just bear in mind that I backed Arteta to win the league after the summer window, and also to the fact, before anyone tells me, "Oh, who would you replace Arteta with?" Luis Enrique or Cesc Fabregas. Trust me, much better managers. And you know what, Aaron?
Not for me. Sorry, bud.
Yes, that's
not for me. Only because we've been down the avenue of inexperience. If Cesc Fabregas was to manage Arsenal in the future, it's got to be after he's managed numerous other clubs and had sustained success. You know, we can't be going down that avenue again. For me, it's an Enrique or someone like that. Go on, Jezza.
Kenny Ken would have a heart attack if Cesc Fabregas became
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would.
That season ticket.
After Arteta, I don't want the next player managing this club again. Arteta's fucked it for the rest.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fucked it, because with all that backing, with all that PR and everything else that goes with it, the mutants that see him as his Lord and Savior, trust me, it's done. It's done. This is why he has to win this season, because after this season, there's no more excuses. All they're going to be doing afterwards is either waffling or they'll be radio silent. Either way, because they'll look like fucking idiots. And especially if Villa somehow do it, I don't think they will. But let's say, for argument's sake, Villa win the league. Yeah, they've got nowhere else to go or hide. It's done. The gravy train is over. And I'll be glad. I'll be glad for that, because we're sick and tired of hearing their bullshit.
He can't sustain that if he goes. If Villa win the league this year, I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, that's just the humiliation.
The thing is,
it don't get worse than that.
Thing is, as well,
right? Mate, I've got to bounce. I thought I'd jump in quickly.
Appreciate the time, Jezza. Thank you very much, bud. Always a pleasure to have you on the screen, my friend.
No, I'm babysitting tonight for the new granddaughter, and
congratulations.
Oh, lovely. Do you want to look after mine? Do you want to look after mine and all, Jez? They're absolutely terrorising me this evening. The missus is going to bloody work, and they're just running up and down the stairs, just causing chaos.
Yeah, well, it's great, isn't it? 3-month-old she's now. My second.
Oh, love her.
Congratulations.
Nice.
They're all pissed off out, my daughter and my wife and everything. And I'm left holding the baby. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And I can hear she's waking up, so I'm going to have to go and give her a bottle. So, gentlemen,
have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a great week.
Big up,
My icon and legend.
Big up, Jezza. Gianni, my friend, what we saying with Jesus and Gyökeres and formation against Manchester United? Would you change it? Can you see Mikel Arteta changing up a little bit? What do you reckon about the left back? But yeah, more importantly, Jesus or Gyökeres, has Jesus earned himself a little start, or is it?
I've got to get off. I've got to get off.
Sorry, bud. Again, condolences, of course, brother.
Bless
up with you, man. And cheers for coming on as well. It must be a massively tricky time for you. So big up to you, my friend.
Like I said,
you and the family.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I don't want Arsenal to lose, but obviously with my dad being United, I do want them to win for him again because he passed before the derby kicked off. He was on the day of the derby, and they won for him. So it'd be nice if they won for him 2 weeks in a row. But now, bless up everyone, and thanks for making me feel comfortable back in this space after what's been a challenging week.
No, you're all good, brother. Come on, man. Thank you very much for your time, and listen, all the best, brother. Stay strong and all of that. Chin up. Love, bruv. Come on, man. Love always here. Come on. Always respect on this channel, man. Big up to you, my friend.
Bless up, man. Thank you.
Nah, legend, man. Good for you, brother. Big up, man. Big up to him as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Must be a bit of a bad time for him, but he makes time to come and talk a bit of ball. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, all the best to him, of course. So we've got a couple of people backstage as well. I'm going to go up just quickly and maybe strangle the kids. I don't know. Obviously a joke. Calm down, everyone. You know, Gianni, Jesus or Gyökeres, talk to me.
Gyökeres, hands down. There's no question. Jesus, if he should be starting anywhere, should be getting the left wing position. That's it. He's better as a winger than he is as a striker. I don't know what everybody's talking about.
I agree.
Does everybody have amnesia? Does everybody have amnesia?
I agree with Gianni. I agree with Gianni because for me, Gyökeres has been absolutely outstanding since coming in. And the fact that every single one of our fan base continues to berate him saying, but he's nowhere near the level of Jesus. Like, shut the fuck up. Jesus has been at this football club for 6 years and he hasn't even proved anything since he's been at the club. So Gyökeres, for me, he needs to be getting an opportunity to start every single game. Because without Gyökeres, we wouldn't even be where we are. Because for me, Gyökeres is the hitman of the football club, and with his goals, we should be going out there winning the trophies. Because when Jesus is there, we don't even create nothing. Because when somebody crosses the ball to Gyökeres, then he could be in the position to head the ball in. But when Jesus is up front, when someone crosses the ball to him, how is he going to be able to head the ball when he's got two massive defenders behind, like next to him? They could easily head the ball back. So for me, Gyökeres over Jesus, Havertz, and I like Moreno up front, but I think Gyökeres for me covers Moreno up front. So for me, Gyökeres over Jesus every single day, because for me, Gyökeres, like the goals that he scored at Sporting were absolutely incredible. And now he's bringing that elite level to Arsenal. So for me, Sunday we need to put Gyökeres up front.
Yeah, I concur. For me, it's a no-brainer. Now, me and you were talking, Johnny, back once again, like, you know, how when we played into it wasn't a full-strength team. I could see like Çalhanoğlu was clearly not in the squad, and that there were others as well that were injured, etc. And even despite all of that, Gyökeres, he played all right, but he also scored a great goal as well. You know, you can only play to what's in front of you. For me, this shouldn't even be a debate. This shouldn't even be like, you know, this shouldn't even really be a thing. Like, Jesus is on 265k a week, and you're still championing this guy up front when he clearly fucking stated, I know I'm paraphrasing here, but it's just like, I'm not here to score that many goals, or I don't score that many goals. I have a hard time scoring like 20, 25 odd goals, innit? Well, then you're not a fucking striker, are you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't give me all this fucking bullshit, right? It's very simple, yeah? Gyökeres is on 200k. He's meant to be our main man. Yes, it's a club signing. And he's been playing regularly now. I want to see Eza starting with him rather than Nick and the living guard, and you will see the difference. Because, to be honest, I also add this here before I bring everyone else jumps, right?
Sorry.
I think we'll play better than what we did against Liverpool only because of the occasion. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's Man United and our fans won't allow it. Do you know what I'm saying? Even online, if we drop a stinker like we did against Liverpool, yeah, there's no hiding place in it. You know, there's no, but Liverpool are top of the league, or they're the reigning champions at the moment, even though we know they're not going to win the league. There's none of that. Man United have been dog shit. The Bourne Buffering merchants, they've been cussing United for the longest. We've all been cussing United for the longest. There's no excuse. They have to turn up and perform. Do I believe it's going to be a free-flowing game? No. It is going to be stinky. But believe it or not, I still think we can win. But again, set piece FC, to answer Rashid's question, earlier, like set piece again, ole. Probably a 1-0, might even be a 2-1. Like, I don't see anything different. But we know what this manager is going to do. After 60 minutes, he'll take off Gyökeres and he'll bring on either Jesus or he'll bring on Havertz or Marino to play up front. And it's same old Arsenal. Same old crap. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sick and tired of, just seeing the same old shit and thus saying the same old shit. Gyökeres starts. Now he's got the goal. We need to supply the service. Give him the service. If you give him the service, he will score. And I would love nothing more than for him to score at the carpet and put these United fuckers in the mud. Because that's what they deserve, innit? But does this manager have the bollocks to do that? Does he have the bollocks to drop Nick and the living guard? Does he have the bollocks not to bring on Kai Havertz unless we're like 2-3-0 up, which I don't see happening? Does he have the bollocks to start Eza? Does he have the bollocks to play 3 at the back, or 4-2-3-1, or 4-4-2, or 3-4-3, 3-5-2, whatever? Do you know what I'm saying? Does he have the cojones to switch it up, mix it up a little bit? Cater to what we need, being proactive rather than reactive. I don't see it. I really don't see it, and that bothers me. Because
you don't see it though, because he hasn't done it for 7 seasons. Not because you just think that, or not because you have an agenda. It's because he hasn't done it for 7 years. That's a big bite size to go by. Not like Top Gooners. People like, who is it in the chat? The old plonker. We got Advarrel, didn't we? We had poor old Saka, Laka Boom Boom, Debbie Downer.
Of course, yeah.
What we doing here? You got people like that only have memories for 7 games. We've got memories for 7 seasons.
Yeah, I don't even know why we're even praising Jesus. Jesus cost us a title. Let's be honest here. If we're gonna actually talk about facts here, Jesus got rushed back from injury to be the starting striker when we bottled the 8-point lead. Why does everybody forget this?
Yeah.
Why did Jesus lose? Why did Jesus lose? If he was that good of a striker, why is Jesus's best games with Manchester City out on the wing? If he was that good when we bought him, they brought him in as a striker. He didn't do shit for him there. He got moved out to the wing so he could play his false 9 and everything else. Well, if you're that good as a false 9 and everything else, why did you get moved out of the position? These are the things that people, I don't understand why we're even having this conversation. If we're being really honest here, and I could care less what anybody's opinion is as far as Top Gooners trying to get us going or whatnot. If we were a real big fucking club, if we were a club like the likes of AC Milan and Inter Milan when they spent $1 billion, Jesus, Havertz, and Odegaard wouldn't be on this fucking team anymore. They'd be gone.
They wouldn't even be on the bench.
We would have took a fucking loss for the year, shipped them off, got 3 new guys in to replace them, and we'd be going on to win the league. Those are the facts at the end of the day.
And it
So-
will cost
Gee,
less.
these are the same fans though that want Kai Havertz to come back, and he's going to be the Lord and Savior. The same Kai Havertz that can't get more than 13 league goals throughout his entire England career being in this country. The same Havertz that missed his sitters against Manchester United in the third round of the FA Cup that we ultimately left and got knocked out on. The same Havertz missing chance after chance against Newcastle in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Bro, the fans are just fucking tits.
On top of that, let's even take it further. Havertz is getting paid based off of what he did at Leverkusen. How many fucking years ago was that? He hasn't done shit since. The only reason we spent 60 million on Havertz is because he got the game-winning Champions League goal for Chelsea over Manchester City. Let's be honest about that. It's the only reason why he got paid. It's the only reason why he got paid and we bought him. The dude, first of all, was a number 10. The guy's not even fucking healthy. So why is he even in the conversation? It's the same thing with Jesus. You know, everybody, when we talk about the left back problem, everybody says, oh, Tierney's injury prone. Tierney's injury prone. Like Jesus and Havertz aren't? These dudes are getting paid. These dudes are getting paid over 200,000 pounds a week and have missed so many fucking games. What the fuck are we talking about here? Up until it got confirmed that Saka was getting this new contract, Havertz hasn't played, 30 minutes? He hasn't played 30 minutes the whole fucking year, and he's the highest paid player at the club. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? So at the end of the day, Alvarez should be starting. In my honest opinion, I don't know how you guys feel. If anybody else gets asked who should be in the striker position, I'm sorry. The only person who could maybe start over Alvarez is Trossard. That's it. You take the other guy who's the other best finisher on this team besides Alvarez and put him as the striker. Hell, I'd rather even take a chance at Saka as a fucking false nine than going with fucking Jesus. We've been here before. Why are we trying to recreate history here? Revisionist history is not the truth. Sorry. There's no fucking question about this. If Gabby Jesus would have had a year where it would have been, oh, Gabby Jesus had 15 goals, 7 assists, and we just missed out because there was injuries to the rest of the team, we could have this conversation. The reality is he's been nowhere near that.
Mate, the very fact that Gabriel, the centre-back, again, not Gabriel Palista, Gabriel Magalhaes, the fact that he's got more goals for Arsenal than fucking Jesus.
Exactly.
That's that in a nutshell, isn't it? In a nutshell. These fans wanted him back. The geezer barely... did he go without scoring for like a year or something ridiculous like that? And most of the time he was fit. Come on, man. Yep. I don't mind. I can see what an older Gabriel Jesus could bring to the Arsenal team, but in terms of being that firepower to bring us a title, nah, no way. He's never showed it. Never, not once.
That's the biggest key. He was on Manchester City during their years when they were winning. He was never entrusted to be the man to get them over the line. So if Manchester City never did it, why the fuck are we trying to do it?
Copy and Pep.
Exactly. It's
This is a great point here by Black Crow. Big up to Black Crow as well, by the way. Would you Saka at the 9, he's saying, is probably where he needs to migrate to, as his legs are gone, and they definitely have gone. Could you see that being a little transition for Saka?
I see secondary striker or false 9, not a true out-and-out striker. But like if we were to play, like with what everybody was saying with like a 3-5-2, I would give Saka the time of day to play that secondary striker, more free-flowing, you can do what you want type of player behind the striker. I just think that the system, whether anybody wants to say it or not, the system of making these guys play more wide, being touchline wingers when they never were, when our most successful season offensively until we threw the fucking season away was when we bottled the 8-point lead. Saka and Martinelli were playing off the edge of the 18-yard box. They weren't a touchline winger. And when you're a more goal-scoring, forward-thinking winger, you shouldn't be a touchline winger at all. And you shouldn't be going all the way back to play a wing back in defense. So for me, I agree with it that his legs are gone. Again, and we rushed him. Let's be honest here. Part of the problem with Saka is we rushed him back from injury. We don't know the true state of Saka. Saka, in all honesty, what everybody forgets is, and not us, but what a lot of these top gooners forget is, We only finished the season 10 points behind Liverpool because they gave the fuck up. If Liverpool was on bullshit the rest of the league, we might have lost the league by 18 points last year. We were 15 points behind them when Liverpool just said, done and dusted, we don't give a shit about the season anymore. So, and knowing that we were that far back, Saka shouldn't have played the rest of the year.
No chance.
Sorry, everybody thought, oh, we had a chance at the Champions League. Brother, we weren't going to beat PSG even if Saka was at 100%. Sorry, it wasn't going to happen.
Fine.
It was not going to happen. It just was what it was against that team. So at the end of the day, could I see Saka as a false nine number 10? Yeah, I could see it. But with this guy, Saka will be a right winger who can't run up and down the pitch the entire time for the rest of his career if Arteta had it his way. So
yeah, 100%. The only thing I'll say before you go, Aaron, because I know you want to move on, is
I was just going to move it over to COYG because he's patiently waiting.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll just say this.
I'll bring it over to COYG.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Like the false nine, I can hear that. The only other option would be playing the position where he started, very first started, which is a number 10. Because I don't know about you guys, I'd much rather him at number 10 than fucking Nick in the living guard. Do you know what I'm saying? All day, every day. If he wants to keep the same formation, put Saka in the 10, and you can have Madueke on the right. And we'd be a hell of a lot better. Because for all of Madueke's flaws, and yes, he is a very limited footballer, Saka's still kind of limited as well. But Saka has more attributes playing centrally than he does out wide, especially being a touchline winger. When he's not a touchline winger, he's never been a touchline winger. Whereas Madueke's got the pace, he's direct. Yes, his end product's garbage, but if you have a number 10 that will actually supply the service more often than not, you create a lot more chances, either in transition or when we're controlling the ball. So he'll get multiple chances, and in the end, he might score one or two. You know, he'll score the odd banger like he did against Club Brugge. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, there are options, but is this manager going to do it? No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Marie said as well in the chat something that we've said for years about Martinelli playing him up top and giving him a go. Even when there's numerous injuries up top, he still won't do it. He still won't just try something new. Even in games that are dead rubber, like I always come to, I think it was PSV, was it? Or maybe in the group stages of the Champions League. We were already through. We drew 1-1, I think it was. He still wouldn't change things up. Then we obviously, a season later, we had PSV, in the, was it the quarters? Or was it last 16?
16.
And we were 9-3 up in the second leg at half time, and he still wouldn't change things, you know? If he can't do it then, when are you going to bloody do it? Do you know what I mean? It's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, when are you going to do it? But COYG, come on, man. Big up to you for jumping on. How are you doing, my friend, firstly? And two, what do you reckon about the Manchester United game? It's a bloody must-win, innit, my friend?
Yeah, big up Aaron, big up the panel, big up Gianni, big up Natster. I think everyone's hit the nail on what they've said tonight. It's a big game for us. I mean, we better win that game because we've dropped, I think, 4 points from our last 2 games, which is not acceptable because we should be winning against Liverpool. But, you know, Lego had decided to play this parking the bus thing. And do you know what it's called? It's called Haram Ball. He was playing Haram Ball for the last 2 games, deciding to park the bus against Nottingham Forest. Who parks the bus against Nottingham Forest? Man City didn't park the bus when they beat Nottingham Forest 2-1. They were attacking, and they wanted to get the 3rd goal to try and kill the game off. We were parking the bus. When you look at Liverpool, we could have beaten Liverpool. Manchester City in that game won 3-0. They scored 2 goals in the first half. They scored the 3rd. They wanted to score and score and score because they know that you can't win the game with 2-0. They got the 3rd. They wanted to score more. With us, this manager decides to respect Liverpool as a club than their form. Do you know what I mean? He thinks that Liverpool is a club that is big and that's what he respects more than the form that they're in. That should have been 3 points for us, but we drew. And this game, I just feel as though the fact that this manager will play this Haram Ball again at home, maybe we might go, I don't know. I think we might stink a 2-1 win, in my opinion. I just feel as though the fact that we might score 2 and might give a goal away, and then after that, he might just park the bus. He always does it. Do you remember Aaron against Sunderland when we were 2-1 up and he shut the bed? He shut the bed. He brought on Mosquera and Gabriel with a bozo moment, Brian Brobby equaliser. I just feel like with this Man United game, it's so huge for us, right? Gyökeres or Jesus, it has to be Gyökeres. I don't think there's any debate about it. It's Gyökeres up top.
Agreed.
I want to change the formation. I don't like the 4-3-3. I would have gone for a 3-4-1-2 formation with Gyökeres and maybe Trossard up top next to Gyökeres. I think it would help.
Facts.
Because I just feel as though the fact that with Jesus, with Jesus is that he misses chances. I mean, when he has the chance to score, he just fails to score it. If that was Gyökeres, it would be in the back of the net. I just feel as though with Trossard, he's a better finisher than Jesus. And when we played Trossard in the false nine in 2023, we played Trossard the false nine. We played better football with Trossard in the false nine. It kind of worked. And if you play Gyökeres and Trossard, I think it would help because Trossard can score the goals and he's good at finishing. Or maybe you can play Martinelli, but I think Trossard overall is a better finisher than Martinelli. And I just feel like if we had Gyökeres and Trossard up top, it would help Gyökeres because the wingers, touchline wingers, they're not going to help. I mean, they're going to spam crosses in the box and Gyökeres is not going to get to the end of it because the centre-backs are going to keep him quiet and all that. So I decided not to make it a back four because the 4-3-3 is so boring. It's just pragmatic. We play this slowing the game down. Every time we have the ball, we just pass it around the back, slowing it down, slow it down, slow it down. Man United, it's going to be the same when Saliba has the ball. Odeklap's going to get the ball from our goalkeeper and he's going to slow it down. He's going to have the ball, then it passing around. I'm like, just go attack them. If that's hard for you, then what's the point being top of the league then? You can't just say, do you know what? Let's just slow it down. No. Man, never write off Man City because they might come out with that, maybe they have a little bit of blip, but if they get that form back on track, then it's going to be tough for us. And we're going to be under huge pressure because we've got Manchester United at home and we've got Leeds away. That's not going to be that's going to be a tough place to go at Ellen Road. After the Man United game, Ellen Road is going to be so tough. Even Gianni, Natsta, Macy, Lawrence would agree with me with that. Ellen Road is going to be a tough game because they've had good results.
We come out with 6 points in the next 2 games. I mean, fair dues.
That's fair dues. But it doesn't matter because Top Gooners will be saying, oh, but we beat Leeds and that. They're going to hype up irrelevant wins that lead to nothing. You overhype we beat Aston Villa 4-1. Come on, bro. When Amadou Onana was off the pitch, we won the midfield battle. Amadou Onana and Tielemans absolutely bullied Zubimendi and Mourinho in the first half. If Amadou Onana stayed fit, we don't win that game. We could have lost that game. We were lucky to win that game. If we face up against a proper midfield battle, we don't win that. That's the problem. You have to. That midfield battle is so key for us on Sunday. I don't know about Zubimendi because against Inter Milan, I know this is irrelevant, but against Inter Milan, he actually kind of struggled in the 6th role. Because he kept getting bullied by Thuram and Lautaro Martinez. I just don't see Zubimendi as the 6th role, Aaron.
He's not a lone 6. Definitely not a lone 6. He's not good enough. He can't even do the basics of Pirlo. He can't do what Pirlo did or what Sergio Busquets did. He's neither of them players. People keep saying, oh, he's a deep line playmaker. But he's not even composed on the ball, though. Because he just uses
He can't defend, bro.
Not under pressure. He ain't got the time in England.
He just can't defend, though. That's the problem. If you put him in the number 8, he's better. Put Rice in the 6, he'll do better. But this manager decides to play Rice further up the pitch because I'll tell you what, if Manchester United start counter-attacking, I don't see Zubimendi. He's up there.
How can you see Man United approaching that game, Kwaja? Before we move on, we'll get Lawrence in next. But how can you see Man United approaching? Can you see him parking the bus and trying to stop us that way, or do you reckon they'll come out and have a go? Considering that they've done that against Man City, do you reckon they'll come and have a go at us?
I think they will. I don't think that there's a debate about it. I feel like with the way they played against Manchester City, they might press from the front foot. I mean, we need to improve on playing out from the back because our goalkeeper is so annoying. He holds on to the ball so much. But I guarantee either if it's in Buemo, they nick the ball off him and we concede a goal. So we need to we just need to defend because they're going to attack and we need to be defensively solid. Because let's be real, we've had some shaky moments, bozo moments at the back. Gabriel, Saliba, I don't know if Hincapie or Calafrio might be back because the reports are saying that they're back in training. That's what I've been. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, then Hincapie or Calafrio would start. But they're going to counter attack, and it's going to be difficult for us because let's be real, we can have set pieces all we want, but once they counter attacks, it's going to be difficult for us to track back because they're so rapid on the counter attack. The Mbomo first goal from a Man City corner, they were rapid. I don't know if we can stop that because that's the problem, right? We need to be careful of their counter attacks because when you have corner kicks, you got to be careful that they've got good attacking options with them. Mbomo, Ahmad, Bruno. Yeah. Maybe I don't rate Bruno that highly. I think he's overrated, but I just feel as though the fact that Bruno in these games can produce something. Big game player.
Facts.
But you see Odegaard, he's going to ghost another game. He's going to hide somewhere. He might hide behind the referee. He just doesn't want to be seen. He's just a scared, lonely little git and all that. Because let's be real. If Man United do counter-attack, I just feel a bit nervous. Right? If we can maybe keep a clean sheet, I'll be happy if we keep a clean sheet. But we need to do better, Aaron, because set pieces, own goals, and penalties are not going to help. Nottingham Forest, look what happened. We didn't score from a set piece or anything. We had free kicks. Did we score? No. That's life without set pieces for you. I mean, if we don't get the opening goal from a set piece or something, then it's going to be really tough for us to score from open play. And I just feel as though the fact that we might stink out a win, I believe my heart is going 3-1 Arsenal. My head is going 2-1 Arsenal. I'm sticking with the 2-1 because I just don't see us getting the third goal. Because I know we got the third goal against Inter, don't get me wrong, but this is Man United. That Inter game was irrelevant, by the way. I know Gyökeres got his goal, but is he going to get the service that he needs? I don't think he will. If he can get a goal, I'll be happy for him, but we need to do better. And I expect Saka to pass the ball to Gyökeres because the amount of times that little selfish bastard does not even give the bloody...
Let it out, Kwaja, bruv. Let it out, mate.
That little selfish bastard can't even pass the ball to Gyökeres, blood. How many times have you seen Saka not passing the ball to him? Chelsea. He took an extra touch.
Better service for sure.
He should have put the ball in the box. Gyökeres decided to push him. Fuck off. I don't want to celebrate with you. Inter Milan. Gyökeres was there in the box. He took the shot. He could have curled the ball in the box. Gyökeres slapped that in. Would have tapped that in. And you've got this game. If that happens, Saka will take the shot. I'll be like, pass the ball, you pussy. Gyökeres is there. Gyökeres is in the box. Give the ball to him. Let him tap it in. Oh, but it's tap-ins. Top Gunners are going to go, oh, but it's tap-ins. Oh, it's all this. I don't care. Just give me the goals. We'll win the game. If we start from the front foot, attack, we will win that game. But right now, he's going to play Odegaard. Like, if you watch Arsenal without Odegaard, we play better football. When we have Odegaard in the team, we stink it out. We play this haram ball. Odegaard is another fridge in midfield. I call it the three fridges in midfield.
Yeah, no, facts, bruv. Oh, have you frozen there, or is it just me?
Yeah, he's frozen.
He was on a good run there, to be fair to Kwaja, though. I mean, fair dues, he was raising some real fucking good points there, man. Big up to him. Just quickly before we go to Lawrence, I just want to respond to this, geezer. Boys, how can you be this critical of Arteta when he's done fairly well despite his flaws? And you don't even rate the man. Look, that's fair dues. And you're not being a dick the way you're asking the question, so I'll answer it respectfully as well. Mikel Arteta isn't or hasn't been in the job for only a year or a few months. We can't forget this. So when we're being critical of him, it's because of what we've seen since 2019, not since 2025, not since 2024, 23, since 2019. We've consistently seen that this man can't get things over the line. Now, again, I'll reiterate, none of us have said that we're shit in the Champions League or that we will be shit in the Champions League. None of us have said we hate or think we've been horrendous in the Premier League and we're 7 points clear. All that we're simply saying is we're a little bit cautious about whether the guy can get us over the line purely because over the last 5-6 years, he hasn't. When he's had the opportunity to get to finals, Carabao Cup finals, etc., Champions League final, he had the opportunity, UEFA Cup, he had opportunities to get to finals. Should have really got to finals and won in them Europa Leagues, 150%. 3 seasons of finishing second. All we've seen under this guy, aside from the first 6 months of when we signed, is failure. And it's not as if he hasn't had all the tools to be able to get success. He's been given £1 billion over 5, 6, 7 years. This is his team. All the players that have re-signed are the players that he wants to stay. There's no excuses anymore. So when you're saying, how can we be this critical of Arteta? It's because of what we've seen over 7 seasons, not 7 months or 7 weeks, my friend. But big up to you anyway. Lawrence,
Really
man. Go on,
really
go on,
quick,
yeah,
sorry,
jump in,
Lawrence,
bro.
just really quick. And Lawrence can actually attest to this better than any of us. What fucking team in the history of this sport has spent $1 billion and is still talking about what if, buts, and maybes? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about, oh, you're being critical to Arteta. He's done fairly well. No, the fuck he hasn't. No, the fuck he hasn't. This is Arsenal. We're the third biggest team in England. Guess what? Whether we spend $1 billion or whether we spend $200 million to try to fight off the big teams, we should be winning a trophy every fucking year. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like I said, and like I've been saying now, because this is the new thing. Oh, he's done fairly well. No, he hasn't, bro. $1 billion? You're in the same conversation as Inter Milan back in the day. You're in the same conversation as AC Milan back in the day of $1 billion spent. AC Milan's got 20 trophies in $1 billion. Inter Milan's got 14. I don't even want to know how many fucking trophies Chelsea got in that time frame with Roman Abramovich or what City's done. Whether you want to live and die by that 115 count bullshit. At the end of the day, we've spent $1 billion with this specific guy and we're still talking about what if, buts, and maybes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, well said, man. Lawrence, what you saying, brother?
Yeah. First of all, I want to apologise for the technical difficulties I was encountering. You know, I was on the road and the reception wasn't very good in some of the areas, so I apologise for that. Yeah, big up to the panel as well. Nice to see some old faces that I haven't seen for a while. Also, I want to say something about the guy whose dad passed away. Okay, I know what he's going through. My condolences to him, because today I visited my mother's grave. Today is the 20th anniversary of her passing, so that's why I was out on the road today. Yeah, thanks. So I hear what that guy's saying, and my condolences to him and his family. Man United. I'm a bit concerned because they've got the new manager bounce, although it's a caretaker manager. I feel they're going to sit in like every other team, but they're going to be very powerful on the break when they get the ball. We should beat them, but I think it's going to be one of them scrappy 1-0 jobs if we do beat them. I don't see a lot of goals. It's just going to be one of them games that we're going to have to dig in deep, and it's possibly going to take maybe a late strike in the second half to beat them, because you know they want to prove something to their fans now that Carrick's in charge. I just feel we're in a critical period of the season. We've got Leeds coming up next week. We've got the Carabao Cup's second leg to focus on as well. I'm not too bothered about the K-Rat game, because that's just a dead rubber for us because we're already through. But we've got some very difficult games coming up. We've got Sunderland as well. That's not going to be no walk in the park. And then we're playing Brentford on the Thursday. Why we're playing Brentford on the Thursday, I've got no idea. But this is going to be a critical part. This is going to determine where we're going for this season.
Yeah. Now, facts, you were saying about the fixtures we've got coming up, so I just thought I'd bung these up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some tricky ones in there for sure.
It's not going to be any walk in the park. And to that guy who said, oh, why are we critical of Arteta? I think we've got every right to be critical of him. You know, he walked into this job with no experience of being a manager whatsoever. Okay. Some of his decisions leave a lot to be desired. You know, he didn't bring in a striker when he got rid of Aubameyang immediately. We had to wait 6 years before he brought in an out-and-out striker, and he's not playing to his strengths whatsoever. You know, we've got every right to slag this manager off. Nobody remembers a team that continually finishes second in the league title in the league season. You know, I mean, I know I keep saying this, but it's true. It's these people that support Arteta think that he's bigger than the club. That's not true. Nobody's bigger than Arsenal Football Club. This institution is 140 years old this year. It wasn't founded in 1996 by Arsene Wenger, and it certainly wasn't founded by Mikel Arteta in 2019. Yet we've got people in our fan base like Igal and Marty and Christian and Ty and what's the name? Positive Dan, Deluded Dan, you know. They seem to think that this guy is bigger than the club. They think that the club is called Arteta FC. And as I said, I look at the front of my Arsenal shirt and all I see on there is a cannon. I don't see a picture of a Spanish clown.
No, well said at the end of the day, man. I think we are well within our right to be critical. You know, if he'd have won a league title or two over this 5, 6, 7 year period, and, you know, a couple of trophies in there, I think you'd be hearing a lot less, you know, complaining or depression or whatever you want to round it up as. But the fact is we're starving. Stomachs are rumbling. We need success. And we've needed it yesterday, we need it today, and we need it tomorrow. And he's got to deliver that. It's as simple as that. So, you know, it's all well and good. Praise when praise is neat, you know, praise is earned. But you can criticize when, you know, it ain't been good enough. It's as simple as that.
One other thing, Aaron, I was listening into the stream while I was waiting to get online. I know it's a bit late, but Natster was talking about a Latvian defender who was in the team when we lost 6-1 to United. His name was Igor Stepanovs.
Oh, Stepanovs,
yeah.
Good old Igor.
Good
old Igor. What a shower of shit.
Or like Eeyore, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a joke about him signing for the club, Stefanovs. I'm sure when he was in like a trial, I think they was winding Martin Keown up a few of the players. Like, so every time Stefanovs was doing something, everyone was going, yeah, fantastic, Igor, well done. And when Keown was doing something great, they weren't saying nothing. And it goes back, and he comes back about 3 weeks later, Igor, and everyone's looking at him thinking, what the fuck is he doing back here? Arsene Wenger signed him purely on the basis of all the players were going, yes, Igor, well done, fantastic, you were brilliant. He was listening to the players winding up Martin Keown, and they actually thought the players thought fucking Igor Stefanovs was half good, so that's why they signed him. Absolute joke. But he got to play for the Arsenal. Maybe not very well, but good old Igor, eh? Oh, yeah, what's it? Oh, Oleg Luzhny, I think you had right next to him. Fuck him. Nelson Vivas in years gone by.
In a moto, bro. Like,
we've had some shit.
Chu Young and that. Like, how many?
Cabadiawara, that's the one I keep thinking of. Cabadiawara. Jesus Christ. What a shower of shit that geezer was.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah, we are talking about players.
Sonogo, Yaya Sonogo.
Do you remember Amori Bishop?
The Mikel Arteta in that final. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had a bit of, what was it? Amori Bishop was one of the horrendous players that we'd signed, and he was injured. Do you know what always people regularly say to me, Kim Kallstrom? Now, we signed him with a broken back, granted. But to be fair, he did score a little cheeky banger in the penalty shootout and in the semi-final against Wigan. So, you know, he contributed old fucking broke back Kimmy.
more
Bless
than
his little
Arteta.
heart.
Another one more than Arteta. And Kim Kallstrom was a good player, but the problem is, we buy someone who's
years
a
ago.
good
Yeah,
player, we always buy them 5, 6, 7, 8 years too late.
Mhm.
We bought Lacazette like a season or two later than we should have done. You could argue Aubameyang as well. Many other players that we've bought over the years, we bought them way too late. If they were good, way too late. Wenger was like, he was the one that always used to do that. The problem is now, Wenger's bought scrubs. Every manager has bought scrubs. Fergie bought scrubs with like Bebe and all of them ones there.
Jemba and all of that.
Yeah, all of that. But the problem is this manager, he's bought some of the worst players I've ever fucking seen outside of Garnachas and that. Like, that was at Man United and Chelsea. Like, you look at Calafiore, bro. Like, Gianni, you know better than everyone, bro. Like, Calafiore, 40 million.
Dog shit.
Fucking million to play defense. I'd rather bring Mustafi back now. I'd rather bring Mustafi back than that. Like, bro, it never ends at this football club. That's why when we get rid of this manager, I'm raving, bro. I'm celebrating. I don't care. Yeah, Silvestre, Lord Bentner and all of that. Shamak. I'm celebrating, bro. Unless we win something, I'll be celebrating when he's got. So for me, this season's a win-win. Because if he wins nothing, he's going to get fucked off. I know this, like, because it's been way too long now, and the mutants have had enough. But we win something, we win the Premier League and or the Champions League at the very least, then I'll be like, you know what, finally, about time. But then you know what you're going to get, Aaron and the rest of the people in the chat, on the panel? Oh, we told you. No, you didn't tell us jack shit, mate. He was a rookie. And now he's just a piss poor manager who's been here way too long, nicking a living along with the club captain that he nominated, the worst club captain I've ever seen in my life.
Outside of Arteta.
Yeah, exactly. He made that's why he made the appointment, because he didn't want to be remembered as the worst Arsenal captain. He's already the worst manager. Lawrence can attest to that better than all of us, like Terry Neal and even what's his name, Bruce Rioch and that. I don't want to hear nothing about, Arteta was better than both of them, man. Get fucked. Get royally fucked, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of hearing all of this shit. All of these players, all the scrubs that we signed, all the good players that we signed way too late, that are way past it. Now we've got a squad. This manager's got to manage it. We've got Man United on Sunday. Yeah, Super Sunday and all of that. And it better not be a super ass stinker. But it most likely is going to be a super ass stinker. Like, and
we can't afford that.
And this is the problem. They have to turn up. And one thing I want to say as well, these players, obviously the Declan Rice is already there, but even Gabriel Magalhaes, Urian Timber, etc., right? I want these players to play however they want to play in it. And they want to play attacking football. Fuck what the manager says. Fuck what he thinks. AirPod Albert can be included in that. The set piece coach. I know Rashid loves him and all that, but not for me. Like, but at the same time, I'll digress on that. Like, these players just need to stop listening to the manager and play their ball. What is he going to do? What, substitute the whole team? No, he's not. He's not going to substitute Declan Rice unless he's like, blowing a bit or whatever. He's not going to sub Urian Timber unless it's the same thing. Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba and all of that. Just play your fucking game. Play the game that you want. I don't care if this manager is jumping up and down and he's about to have a heart attack. This is fucking Man United. Play your game and we will slap this lot. I don't care how well they played against United. We play our game, we'll beat anyone. We'll beat anyone in Europe if we play our game. But if we keep playing this U-shaped bollocks, it's going to be the same shit and we won't win nada. We won't even win the League Cup, and that's my problem. That's my biggest issue.
Arteta keeps saying, keep the ball safe, guys. Keep it safe, guys. Keep the ball safe, guys.
I imagine.
Keep the ball safe, guys. We're gonna just defend, guys. Defend, guys. Come on, let's get the draw, guys. Come on.
Who's going to take this question after I say hello to my geezer Dow? Big up to the Oregon.
Big up, Oregon.
Big up to my absolute geezer, man. Hope you're well.
Nice one, brother. Nice one, brother. Nice one, brother. I said, nice, bruv. Nice one, brother. I said, nice, bruv.
Big up to Dow.
That's
man.
a great
Big
film.
up to
I
Dow.
have to say, that's a great fucking film. Love that. Love that.
It's a
brother.
banger of a film, to be
Oh,
fair, man.
100%.
It was of its time, wasn't it?
Mm.
Banger.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do it now because obviously the scene's different, and you get too many people crying that it's offensive.
Yeah, they can get fucked as well. Among the many
Oh,
lists,
they're misbehaving. Oh, they're doing Class A narcotics that are shambolic. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Who wants to take this question that we've got in from Jack Rabbit? Question for the panel. Who wants to take this? If Arteta wins a double or treble, I'm presuming you mean a proper treble and a proper double, you know. Does he become one of the best managers in the world?
I'll answer this very quickly, yeah? I'll answer this very quickly. No, because Luis Enrique done that with a PSG team, yeah? Without Neymar, without Mbappe, and without Leo Messi. Done. No one can refute that, rebuke that, whatever. It's done, yeah? Simple as that. Fair play if Arteta does it. If we get over the line, win a double or treble, cool. But he's not going to be the best manager in the world. Not for me.
Because does it put him in a higher bracket, though?
£1 billion spent. He would never have got there without £1 billion spent. We know this.
That part.
We know this. And even then, look, Luis Enrique. That's all you have to say to these people, yeah? If he wins the treble, does he become the best manager in the world? Hell no. Luis Enrique. With less money spent.
Hansi Flick,
he's already done it. There's two. There's not even one, there's two.
He goes up a bracket for me, definitely not as the best managers in the world, but he does go up a notch if he wins a Premier League, a Champions League, and an FA Cup. I mean, you've got to say, fair dues to the geezer. However, you can only really, for me, it will take sustained success for me to start saying he's the best or one of the best in the world. If he wins a treble this year, wins the Premier League again next year, wins an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup the year after, maybe wins the Premier League again, all of a sudden you're looking at an extremely successful manager in that 3-4 year period. It's going to take a lot more than one good season, although I do concede that it will be an unbelievable, fantastic season if the treble was to come our way. I'll concede that, you know, but I don't think that makes him the best in the world. No way.
They're saying the quad, Aaron. They're saying they want the quad. The quad is still on and all of that. But honestly, these people, these fucking born buffering mutants, you know what it is, right? They're on this like Fergie effect, because anyone that knows football, yeah, anyone that goes through the archives or has lived it like Lawrence and Jez and Kenny Ken, etc., right? Yeah, you'll know this, right? Fergie, I think he only ever won like one trophy, and I don't even think he won a trophy for the first 6 years at United. They wanted him potted, and then he won a crucial game against Palace, or no, it was another team, and then he faced Palace in the final of the FA Cup. I think it was 99 or something like that. And then he went on to do what he did, innit? They want the same thing for Arteta, bruv. They believe that Arteta has the Fergie effect. Do you know what I'm saying? How long ago was that? That's 30 plus years ago. Football's changed. A lot of things have changed. Arteta's never going to be that. That's never going to happen. They're expecting him to do Pep things, Fergie things, now Luis Enrique things. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening. If he wins the treble, I'll congratulate him. I'll give him his dues. But at the same time, I'll be like, you know what, mate? We're going to have to start playing attacking football now, if that's the case. Or if you're not willing to do that, go elsewhere. See if you can replicate that without spending any money with a good squad, whether it's like maybe not a Juve, but like a PSG, Barca, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Let's see if you can do it there. And I don't believe he can. You know, like he's already struggling with £1 billion spent. You know, if he, let's say for argument's sake, he wins the treble, he goes elsewhere. He's not lasting as long. He's not getting the leverage that he's getting over here. Facts. That's why Wenger ain't in management, because he's not getting the leverage. Carlo Ancelotti, before Brazil, you know, he was always welcome at Real Madrid. He could have gone anywhere else if he wanted to. He was at Everton, for fuck's sake. He should have been with us. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy to replace Wenger. So for me, like, he goes up a level or two, but that's about it. That's about it. He's not better than Luis Enrique. He's not better than Hansi Flick, even if he achieves that. We know this. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Let's not overlook the fact that he should have won the other Premier Leagues. Top Gooners are going to go, oh, but he's won the Premier League. He should have won the 23-24 Premier League. He should have won the Carabao Cup last season. We could have won the Champions League last season, but we got dog walked. We could have won the 22-23 Premier League, but we bottled it. So let's not talk about the fact that we should have won other trophies. They're going to overlook it and go, where are the Arteta haters, yeah? I can't see it. I can't hear it. They're going to just clip their ears and go, oh, where are the Arteta outers? Where are you? But don't even tell me the fact that we should have won the 2 league titles that he threw away. So let's not get too gassed about Arteta because he's still not one of the best managers in the world. If he were to be one of the best managers in the world, we would have won, I don't know, maybe 5 trophies or at least something like that. But he's not even close to a Conte. Do you want to say something?
For him to be the best manager in the world, he's going to have to win the league title for the next 3 or 4 years, and Champions League for the next 3 or 4 years.
He's got to consistently do it, and he can't just do it once. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it can't be just a one-off. He's got to make us a real force, and we've got to be winning the Premier League every season for the next 4 or 5 years. For me to consider him to be the best manager in the world.
We've got to dominate, basically. That's what we're all saying here. He's got to dominate. If he don't dominate, he's not that level. He's not the one. Like these other people have been saying. Like, get over the line. Like Lawrence said, dominate in the league, win a couple of Champions Leagues, like win 2 in the next 5, yeah. And then we can have that conversation of if he's one of the best managers of our time, even remotely. But even then, £1 billion, like, come on, like.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Yeah, you get all the top gooners and that they're counting trophy 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're going, yep, Arteta. You know, we could dominate, we could do this, we could do that. The second we say Arteta has to do that to stay in a job or be considered the top level, but basically exactly the same thing. They can't handle it. It's madness. They're so quick to say, yeah, you know, we can dominate, we can win everything, we can do this, we can do that. The second we challenge him to staying in the job, nah, that's wrong. No, you can't be saying that. Nah, what's what you got against Arteta? Nothing. Just saying the same thing you keep saying from the other side of the coin. If you think he's that great, then why can't I say he should be doing that then?
Before you get before you move on, let me put this to you, Jack Rabbit, yeah? In any other walk of life, and actually, do you know what? Fuck that. Let's just stick to football, right? In any other elite level football club, in this time and in any other time, would Arteta still be here getting this leverage, spending more than everyone else in the league, everyone else in Europe, around the world, yeah, and still have a job?
Absolutely not.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he would. No chance.
Let me add to that. Name me any other profession, not football. Name me any other profession that would keep somebody in a job for 6 years when they fail to do the job they're paid to do.
Yeah.
I heard top gooners were comparing Jurgen Klopp. Oh, but it took Klopp, I don't know, 4 years to win something. That's what I've been
Jurgen Klopp's better than Mikel Arteta just off of what he did at Borussia Dortmund. What are we doing here?
100%.
100%.
What 100%.
What are we doing?
And Klopp won it all.
Jupp Heynckes is a better manager than Arteta. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he won a treble with O'Brien. Easy.
Exactly.
He won the Champions League with Real Madrid. Like, he's won it twice.
Oliver Glasner won the FA Cup and Community Shield in 18 months.
Yeah, he won the Europa League with Frankfurt. He's already a better manager.
So is he the better manager than Arteta?
Eddie Howe, you could even put in that conversation. He won a League Cup for Newcastle.
Unai Emery's better than Arteta as well. Unai Emery won 5 Europa Leagues, more league titles than Arteta. He's a better manager. But top gooners are going to go, oh, but we beat Aston Villa 4-1. That settles the Arteta Unai Emery debate.
No, it doesn't. What has he won? One FA Cup.
Yeah.
Where he hardly spent nada. Yeah.
He didn't spend anything on that FA Cup. It wasn't his fucking team.
Natster, you forget all them Emirates Cups he's won in pre-season for us.
Oh yeah,
and the community shields. Don't forget
we won
those.
3 trophies.
Yeah, and look at the other rookie managers, Vincent Kompany and Enzo Maresca. They've won trophies, something that Arteta has never done. So all you people that sit there and say, "Oh, but Arteta, but you can't you can't slag off Arteta. He's doing a good job." Well, he is, but he needs to stop playing this 4-3-3 too much now. It's getting a bit nervy and a bit scary because it's just like I don't really like this 4-3-3 formation where he has to go with 4 center backs and 5 midfielders. And for me, he needs to try something different because I understand he's hoping that this 4-3-3 will work, but in my mind, it's not gonna work. So for me, he's got to try something different because I'm just sick and tired of the. I'm just tired of the fact that he continues to hope and pray that something could work because he said that he's happy with the squad that he created. Because remember, he said that he never wanted Eze or Gyökeres, so he's more than happy with the fact that he's happy with the squad that he got from last season, the season after that, and the season after that, because he hopes that this squad can help him win the Premier League. But newsflash, it's not, because you still have to use some of the new players like Eze and Gyökeres, and I know you don't like them, but you have to get used to it because Berta brought them into your football club. Now you have to use them properly, because if you continue to slack them off and put them on the bench, then Berta will find out what you've been doing, and he could at least push the button to send you out of the club.
To be honest, mate, he already knows what's
going on. Because Berta knows what's going on.
Like he was brought in by Josh Kroenke, by the way. Like Gianni, we've had this conversation. Yeah. If Josh Kroenke just strictly wanted top 4 again, maybe nick a FA Cup or a League Cup here and there, right? He wouldn't have brought Andrea Berta in, and thus Andrea Berta wouldn't have brought Michele in. He wants a league title, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks. Yeah, if he wanted to keep things the same, we would have still had Edu, and we probably would have still had Vinay and Tim Lewis running the show. Do you know what I'm saying? They still would be here, but they're not here. Why? Because the levels have gone up. And when the levels have gone up, that's why we're still critical, but we're going to be even more critical. And why you should be, and not you guys, but like the top gooners need to be a lot more critical. Because this manager is on the path now where if he don't deliver, he's sacked. He's gone beyond the crossroads, people. He's gone way beyond the crossroads. If he don't get over the line, he's out of there. Like what you were saying earlier, Macy, just like, Andrea Berta brought in Gyökeres, he brought in Eze, he brought in Madueke. You see, I thought initially that Madueke was an Arteta signing, but it's very evident that it's not. So imagine if Arteta got his own way this season. Do you think we'd be top? Because I don't think we'd be top. If he got Sesko instead of Gyökeres, we would not be top. We would not be top. You know what I'm saying? I know we scored a couple of goals against Burnley, but let's be real. Gyökeres, as off form and off key as he's been due to the system and other variables as well, like he scored against Burnley, granted one, but like Sesko scored 2 goals against Burnley, and it was Darren Fletcher in charge. It wasn't Ruben Amorim. If it wasn't Ruben Amorim, I doubt he'd score, and if he did score, it'd probably just be the one. So for me, this whole argument is like, well, Arteta, he's not quite been back this season. Well, what about all the other seasons? He's been back to all the other seasons and he's failed to fucking deliver. And just because of this season that he doesn't get Sesko, he doesn't get this player, doesn't get that player. I don't think Andrea Berta wanted Zubimendi, but Arteta did. Arteta does, clearly. Norgard, like, maybe that's a little bit of 50-50 Lamar settings, do you know what I'm saying? If you know people. But either way, Arteta ain't utilising him. You know what I'm saying? He's still sticking with the Havertz when he gets back fully fit. Obviously, Jesus is back in the fold. Odegaard is still being picked, club captain. He's still utilising Saka as a touchline winger when he's never been a touchline winger. His legs are gone, move him into midfield. What happened to Ryan Giggs? Yeah. Can anyone tell me what happened to? It's not even that long ago. What happened to Ryan Giggs when his legs were gone? When he couldn't play?
Moved inside.
Yeah, moved him inside. Moved him in centre mid. David Beckham, the same fucking thing with Becks. When he was at PSG, where did he play? Centre mid. He didn't play right mid. He didn't play right wing. He played midfield, and he bossed it, bruv. Yeah, PSG didn't win the Champions League then, but they won the league, I believe.
And that's what separates. That's what separates a manager from a coach. That's what separates 100%. A manager from a coach. Let's all be honest here, because I know, Aaron, you want to wrap, and I'll make this real quick. Maurizio Sarri is a coach. He only knows plan A, doesn't know plan B to a certain degree. Same thing with Arteta. If you're just giving somebody money to go out and spend, that's one thing. If you're telling a manager that there is a limit to the spend and you have to do with what's there and you have to make players better on your own, that's a manager. And we have not seen that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Carlo Ancelotti took Andrea Pirlo, who was a number 10 at Inter, and turned him into the regista. And Pirlo's one of the greatest defensive midfielders of all time because Ancelotti saw an eye that he would be able to do that. Arteta hasn't done a single thing with any of these players. And if anything, they've all regressed under him. Jurgen Klopp, with what we were just talking about, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was a winger. He turned him into one of the best strikers of this last generation, whether anybody wants to argue that or not. The man has scored so many fucking goals, it's not even funny. Okay? Yeah. This guy took Aubameyang, put him back out on a left wing in a five-man defensive situation, and has been shit. So what are we doing here? The man has been given £1 billion, and we're still talking about what if, buts, and maybes. If he walks away with a double this year, congratulations. Guess who you're still in the same situation with in that scenario? You're with fucking bum-ass Mauricio Pochettino. Sorry, Pochettino had to go to PSG and get PSG to get Leo Messi to go to them because he bottled the fucking league last year when that league is a cakewalk every fucking year. So at the end of the day, the manager has to do more than just this one season for him to be considered one of the best. End of story.
Yeah, facts. And do you know what? I'm going to leave it there because I'm absolutely shattered. But thank you very much for the world-class panel. And thank you very, very, very much for the world-class chat as well, man. It's been great as always. We are going to raid Line Tech, so go over there and show him some support. He's an absolute geezer. But yeah, for that, I am gonna go. Arteta can go fuck himself. The people in the chat that love him can go fuck themselves.
The mutant alert.
Else in the chat, you will.
The mutant alert,
Aaron. Have a great evening. Huh?
The mutant alert, Aaron. Don't forget the mutant alert.
Yeah. Where is the old mutant alert? Yeah, let's have it. Yeah, there's been a few.
Mutant alert. Yeah. Mutant alert. Mutant alert. Mutant alert.
Too many of them.
Great composure, lad.